They're pretty good. They're pretty good players. Got me.
All right, we are.
Oh no! Dude.
All right, we are live. The first thing.
I'm done.
I don't think anybody heard anyway.
Oh, I know. I did it.
Okay.
For the viewers at home, I've just gone over the rules. We're doing a live team show tonight. We're going to be talking about a ton of stuff. We're going to be doing an intro, trophies. I mean, the Let's Talk UVS team, specifically George, just won Worlds. Absolutely dominated the event, 50% of top 8. Then we're going to talk about everybody's favorite moments for Worlds. We're going to be going over team lists. We're going to be doing grading the Let's Talk UVS draft, seeing who got last place, who got first place, some good meta discussions, talk about some non-team member lists, and then we're going to finish off with the Godzilla early tier list. We're going to be around for like 2 hours tonight. This is going to be a long show. The rules for the team is to keep the dialogue somewhat clean to the best of your ability, and to not talk ill about others, and that includes the final round team. Okay. I am gonna pause for a little bit and go put everything onto socials and put a nice pretty thumbnail on this video. Just give me 1 sec.
All right,
George, I
so
got a question
about not using any of these,
Yeah, lock
sound
in,
effects.
twin. Lock in.
All right, George, I got one question we can do while we fill time.
Yeah, what's up?
Is there a card that you feel like you would swap? Like, is there anything that you would change?
Oh,
I know
like
we can
in
probably
the-
ask this later, but is there anything you would have changed?
in the winning list? Question mark?
Yeah. no English. Would you have
Uh,
played a moment of normalcy like I did?
no, I don't care about it.
Why?
Or airship, bro.
Nah, I just don't care.
Yo,
Are
don't
you
say
serious?
that.
All right,
Oh,
let's-
airship's crazy.
glance over it. That's fine.
Can we start with how
wait,
airship
sure.
was the most pog card in the whole deck?
Okay,
Sure.
well, hold on. Hold on.
Wait.
Would you, if you played Godzilla, would you legitimately played 4?
Oh, me?
Yes.
you-
I probably would have played 3, to be honest.
Oh no! You thought about it. You would have played all 4.
No.
But
You
but
would've played all
even if I did play 4, I would be totally fine with that.
You said 4 and 0 dumbfounded.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put
You
Dumbfounded. I would
have,
have put something else in.
Dumbfounded
You
was
would've
nuts.
Don't
You would
thought it
have
was
played
nuts.
4 airship and 0 kraken.
Whoa!
This
Whoa!
man is a Kraken hater.
Whoa! That's not true.
I
That
mean,
is not
I mean,
true.
Your track record says otherwise, buddy.
He might have not even played Walker Dog. I'll be honest. He might have been like that card's
Yo,
bad.
that is insane. No.
Sucks.
Okay, side question. How many times did you, be honest, did you side in Kraken? Did you side
No,
in every
me?
game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you too.
No,
you cited
no.
every
I
game?
only cited it in. Well,
You
this is
cited
what I
against
was
me.
trying to
Against
explain
me.
to you
What are you
guys.
talking about?
I only cited it into. I did cite it into some games, but not most. I think the 3 matches I cited it into. I cited it into the Deku mirror. I cited it into the Godzilla because you have to in the Godzilla, like, and then I cited it into Mark Tyner. Those are the only 3 matches because it's only for me it's running if you were into a control or super aggro match. Like that. That's it. Any middle match, it was like didn't make a difference.
Can we talk about Genkai's guidance?
Yes, that won
Wow.
me the game against Jacob Johnson actually.
How
You
about
remembers the
playing
first
User in
one,
third
right?
form? Yeah, how about playing User in third form?
Hey, is one of you guys
Didn't you say
watching?
that the match was unlosable?
I can watch really quick here. Hold on.
Is one of you guys watching the stream? Just tell me if y'all's audio is coming through.
Let me check.
I want to get it
Yeah, I'll
fixed
check too.
before we get an hour.
Okay, I
in.
can hear it. Yeah, I can hear it.
All right, perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just heard Carson say, "Can we talk about Genkai's guidance?" And then that was it. Yeah, so I knew we were good. It was frying.
Damn, David got a haircut and everything for this. Crazy.
Yes, it looked good. I won World.
Not his anniversary for us. Yeah.
I also got a haircut though. My hair was really, really huge.
So can we talk about how we forgot to wear our jerseys really quick?
Dude,
Yeah, you guys
Who's this
completely
we, bro?
ruined
Bro,
the
there was
picture.
no,
I mean, there's a
no
few, I
forgetting.
mean-
You guys do it on purpose, bro. You
I'm
don't
like, who's
forget
we?
that on purpose.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are
on
just
purpose.
haters, bro.
I forgot it at home, man. I thought I packed
I
it
did
and I was
too.
looking for it and I was like, "Oops, it's
Yeah.
over." Cooked.
You're off the team. We don't care that you won Worlds.
I'm going. I'm
Can't
leaving.
wear the
guys.
jersey.
I think those final round guys might want to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
I've
forgetting
almost.
the jersey is like a good sign because Justin Birch forgot his jersey.
And he won. And then Drew didn't wear his jersey and he won twice. It might be cooked.
I didn't wear my
Yeah,
jersey.
I just
It
don't
was
like the
leaking the
aura
DMs.
of the jersey.
Nah, that's fake.
I don't even think
You guys
Drew owns
just
the
forgetting
jersey.
to represent the team.
I didn't forget. I actively.
You
That's crazy.
Shocked. Yeah. Shocked to see him wear his
No.
jersey.
I like wearing the jersey. I'm not gonna lie. Feels good to wear it.
It's a little tight on me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought I put a size bigger so it wouldn't be tight.
I get the new ones with the gold
the
on
new ones.
it.
New ones are gonna be pretty good for me. I mean, it's gonna look
Champ's
swag.
gotta go on a diet.
Yeah.
I am. You know, hey man, I've lost 40 pounds.
I want a
I've lost
hoodie.
40 pounds. Leave me alone.
That's good. That's progress.
It is.
No
Bro, we're
hoodies. No hoodies.
We're gonna see him in Chicago and
no.
he's gonna be like a skeleton. All that world's money he bought like a personal trainer.
Oh, dude, for real though.
You're gonna be going on Ozempic with that money.
You probably could though, for real. We're talking about it.
We don't talk about it. It's just, whoosh.
I think our whole team either needs to eat way less or way more. I think we've got
No in between. No in between.
All right, guys. I'm gonna start us out. We got 15 people in here right now watching. We'll probably go much farther up. I shared it to all of my places. If you guys have other places, go and share it there while we are going through. But I'm gonna give everybody a little introduction here for the viewers, and then get us started on our programming. Okay, today we're gonna be going over team trophies, giving George the platform, our new world champion. Talking about how Let's Talk UVS dominated the event, and I mean absolutely dominated. Everybody's going to give one favorite moment from Worlds. Talk about team lists. We're going to grade the team draft, the Let's Talk UVS draft. We're going to talk about non-team member lists, and then we're going to rank all the characters on Godzilla Reign of Kaiju that's coming out here. I think this weekend is pre-release for everybody. Next weekend is official release. So it's going to be a busy night. We're probably going to be here for a couple hours, maybe more than a couple hours. We'll just have to see. But if you're in chat, go ahead and say something. I think most of us probably have the chat pulled up so we can kind of, we're just going to have a fun time. This is just going to be a mega show. We're not going to victory lap too much. We're going to victory lap a little bit. Okay, so that is the introduction. But yeah, I would say, even though I wasn't there at Worlds, I was following along closely, and it seemed like the team absolutely dominated. We had 5 team members automatically qualify for day 2 going into it. 6 team members were in day 1. Of those 6 team members in day 1, 3 qualified for day 2. That's a 50% conversion rate when the expectation would be like 15%. So way outperformed the expectation. In day 2, of the 8 team members that were now in day 2, 5 team members qualified for day 3. That's a 62.5% conversion rate when the expectation of the conversion rate would have been around like 25%. So way outperformed there. And then we went 4-1 in top 16. The only loss was a team member to another team member. So we made up half of top 8, half of top 4, half of top 2. And then George brought it home with the absolute dominating win over team final round, taking it for team Let's Talk UVS and a forever glory for George. Okay, so to start this out, I'm going to give out, I've got some team trophies to give out here. I've got 4 trophies for the best team members in testing. And this one goes to Drew, it goes to Eli, it goes to Ross, and it goes to Will. Y'all were testing just constantly. Huge reason why we had a good and accurate read of the meta and solid lists going into the event. Drew, you joined the team early this year after Worlds last year, immediately won back-to-back regionals and just lifted the entire team up. You know, when you came and joined the team, it felt like everything got a huge upgrade. We became way more serious. Will, you were testing everything under the sun before Worlds, before just playing your own character. I think you probably were a lock to get Game 3 if you actually went through with that Krista deck. But you were just willing to play anything and everything for testing. Ross is just always around. He's our most wholesome person on the team. He's the spiritual team dad. In my opinion, we all feed off of his vibes. And Eli, even though he hasn't topped a regional yet, he's already a king in my book. So one of the best players there is. Once he gets his first regional, he's not going to be able to stop. And then I got 4 trophies for the team members in top 8. TC, you are like, whenever you enter a room, I think you're the smartest one in the room. Maybe it's just because you wear a math hoodie. But coming in hot with Deku, I always appreciate how when you test, you are never negative. You're constantly like, okay, I know what I need to do for the next time. Ryan, you put in tons and tons of work. You were absolutely due for this event to get top 8. And you have the most infectious laugh on the team. Who else? We got Carson. You are the you're like the ultimate like vibes, the Panos brothers. Getting top 4 after getting second place at nationals back in the past. You've topped multiple events recently. You hadn't been around for a while, but you were back 100%. You didn't fall off. And then George, you were the architect of the Ernick Reagan deck. After that, we added you to the team after Albuquerque, and George Zhang was the team MVP of last year, and now we have another George who's the team MVP this year. Absolutely crazy run in Atlanta, getting all the way to second place, following it up with winning Worlds. I mean, you stepped away from judging for just a little bit, and now you're one of the best players in the game. And I would say that at this very moment, you are the best player in the game. You're the world champion. George, anything to say after you've been world champion for a couple days?
I'm the GOAT, baby. We fried with no preparation. Let's go. Seriously, man. Like I'm just way too lucky to be here. It feels great. The efforts I've put in from judging to now. I'm about to cry. Hang on, I'm sorry. Give me a few seconds. Yeah, it's so great having all of you guys here. Everyone here is such a great player. I probably couldn't be here without you guys. From cooking me to like helping me out, listening. Just the ideas you spitball at me just stick in my head. I love all you guys so much.
Thanks.
Also,
George.
don't forget, if we didn't lend you cards, you couldn't play. So
I had no deck. I had zero deck. My entire deck. My entire deck was borrowed cards. Literally all 70 cards were borrowed.
Weren't you gonna play Mikasa? Wasn't that the plan?
No, that character is really, really good, but it's not good.
Yeah, half of my deck was also borrowed.
This is true. But you didn't win.
So I really
All of
actually
us.
won
Yeah,
Worlds.
all of us
Besides
are
Ryan.
borrowing cards.
Don't forget to mention the bingling.
No.
We don't talk about that.
There's
Well, that's
children.
kinda
There's children on here watching right now.
Oh, my bad. I forgot.
Yeah, Saturday night. Oof. That was
No, I like to think.
That was worth it.
I like to think that it was my 2 copies of Blue Flame Torment that sealed the deal.
Without them, I couldn't have done it. I mean,
card was a true MVP. True MVP is that card.
No, but for real, George, you were like the you were just a crazy addition. Adding you, and then right before you're just an incredible run. Okay, I actually have a question for you real quick. Do you think that you would have done as well at Worlds if it wasn't for the Atlanta run to finals?
No. I don't think so. I think I needed to get second to get first.
Ooh, he needed that.
Ooh, I needed that. They told me I fell off, but I needed that.
All right. Any last shout outs, George?
Shout out to Liz and Sal. I know they've been wanting one for a while because I completely forgot to say real names. I just kind of generalized it in the interview. I love them so much. I love Salvador so much. He's my rock, my homie, my goat, my best friend for life.
And the newest member to Let's Talk UVS. Welcome.
Ah!
Marvin in the chat in tears. Rip.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I almost forgot for a little bit to add this to put the team photo of George coming here to a winning circle. I just want to say
that photo is so good. It's so good.
So good.
it's perfect all across the line, and then right in the middle we've got Ross's beautiful elbow.
It's Papa. He helped me out, man. I'm telling you. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It's an awesome photo. I really appreciated that it felt like the production for Worlds was like a step up from previous Worlds. Like they had this photographer there to make this photo happen. Do you guys actually know who took this photo?
I do not.
It was one of the professionals. Yeah.
It was one of the professionals that are like part of the Pokemon regionals, I think. That's why it's probably so good, because they have really good, really good quality.
I'm trying to find them because I want my photos so I can use it as my profile pic.
I mean, I think overall the production, just speaking on that, was insane. Like the interviews,
it was
all
such a
that,
good
it was
upgrade, yeah.
so crazy.
Can we give a shout out to Tam? That was insane. Very
true.
good.
Very insane. And the production, the stream production was also insane too.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the stream was so like the guessing. So for me, I was of course with my doing 10-year anniversary, but we were just like hanging out at like a romantic Airbnb, and so for like that Saturday and Sunday afternoon, like I was hanging out in like a hammock watching the stream, and they had like guess the cards, and then they had the stream team doing like funny poses. That was fun. You had the like official lists that they would go over. They were going over like everybody's placements. As a pure viewer and not as a Worlds attendee, it was a really, really good time. I wasn't able to like watch like thoroughly, but every time I'd get on there, I tried to throw in a comment for you guys. make myself felt. Okay, so let's talk about Worlds for a little bit. Everybody give me one favorite moment of Worlds, because I think everybody in this chat right now was at Worlds, actually. I think we're just missing Patrick for the Worlds attendees right now. Okay, give me your favorite moment of Worlds. Let's start top to bottom and who's on the call. So Carson, you're up first.
I think I wasn't ready.
Okay, let's start.
Probably
Let's
winning
start.
Poker Night.
Let's start bottom to.
Oh,
okay.
it's too late.
Oh, no. That was good improvisation. Okay, you go first.
Yeah, winning Poker Night was pretty fun. Hanging with the boys after George was champion.
Who was in Poker Night?
It was me, George, TC, Kobe, and Jeremy, I think. George was just playing without looking at any of his hands the whole night.
Can we talk about that really quick?
He beat TC like 3 times when TC had like trips.
Yeah, I had 3 of a kind. I had like whatever. I don't matter what I had.
He just had like 6-7 first straight.
George beats me looking at his cards. So cringe.
That is Godzilla fashion right there.
Seriously.
I just got it like that, bro. I got it.
All right, Eli, what's your moment?
Dude, just Sunday after the event, like, just like the best vibe ever, because like George just won, and then we went to this Italian place for Dan's birthday, and just everyone was happy, and it was just really fun, and I love Dan, and I got to hang out with Marvin too, and it was really nice.
It was Dan's birthday, right?
Yeah, it was for his birthday.
Yeah, I feel like Let's Talk UVS and Undefeated at Locals were pretty tight.
Yeah, we're like
they're like the JV team for us.
They're like
all right, I'm gonna
like,
go over. I'm gonna go.
They're the minor league team.
I'm gonna go over stream. I'm gonna go over stream rules again. All right, Drew, what's your moment?
I mean, it's got to be when I played against Cohen after Cohen had a sun run day 1. He got all hyped. He got all hyped, thought he was the GOAT, and he was like, "Yeah, let's play. Like I'll beat you or whatever." and we played, and it was just an insane game of universes. Not because of the gameplay, but because I was just trash talking him the whole time. And so yeah, that was my favorite part.
Who won? Who won your match?
Oh, it was it wasn't even close. It was as I told him, it was a 99-1 matchup.
Let's just say somebody was running to Rochester to get some heat tackles pretty
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
Somebody had to get some heat tackles.
All right.
He adapted very quick though.
He did.
Yeah, Cohen saw. I mean, Cohen was TC's draft pick, and TC honestly kind of farmed with that pick. He got you day 1 points and day 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as good as Marvin the Goat though.
It's funny because Cohen outscored Kevin Broberg in our draft. He outscored Travis Tangeman. Outscored. I think Cohen outscored everybody.
No, there's
No,
no
not
way he
Jacob.
outscored
Jacob
my boy.
Johnson, right?
He did not outscore my
Guys, we're
boy.
not at the draft yet.
Oh yeah, Jacob Johnson.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Ryan's pick of Jacob was pretty good. Okay, but we'll get into the draft in a little bit. James, are you there? Can you unmute?
Yeah.
All right. What was your favorite moment?
I had quite a bit of fun hanging out with the team. Had fun going through day 1 and getting to day 2 despite the fumble. And pre-release was fun. Early pre-release.
Did you pull
Other than
anything?
that, no.
It felt like everybody was getting a Chrome. At least that's how it felt from like Discord watching the reactions. It was like, geez, like did they just like pack this event with Chromes?
But yeah, it was overall a really fun weekend.
All right, Ryan, you're next. What's your moment?
I'm gonna say it just because I see him in the chat, and it's my match against Barlow, or winning in for day 3. Probably one of the most insane games that I only got day 3 by an unlucky check to 3. But overall, it was so much fun, and actually got repaired into him during the repair shenanigans for round 6. But that was probably like the most memorable moment because I'm like 0-2 against Barlow, and finally, by 1-3 check, I was able to get there.
Wait, where is Barlow in chat?
Oh, maybe it wasn't Barlow. Either way, so to say it. I get Gavin and Barlow mixed up.
Yeah, they're like the same person.
Or a farm to them.
So Barlow checked a 3, and that's what kept him out of day 3.
Yeah, basically he had me dead the rights. I was able to crack. He had 2 ready foundations. I cracked one as a poke, and he had the Falling Skies loop in his hand, but he had to commit, I think, one of my foundations to be able to successfully do it. So he started with a Rock Barrage, checked a 3, had to commit his character his last foundation, and I was able to crack back from there.
Nice. TC, you're next. Give us your moment.
Yeah, so for me, I think it was the point of reflection at the very end. Like when I finally got knocked out. I had like a couple minutes of like saying, okay, I was able to make it this far, right? Like, and just like a point of reflection and reminiscing on the whole like weekend was like a highlight for me. Just felt like very good, just in that moment, I guess. But I did have another funny moment that I'll share as well. Just because of the kind of person that I am, I personally really enjoyed the 2.5 hour conversation / argument about whether or not I should be putting Kraken into my main deck or not. I actually really enjoyed that conversation.
You're welcome.
It was so funny. I was in bed, and I woke up at 2 a.m. to these guys yelling, and I
Bro, I
got
was
up and
pissed.
started yelling with them.
I was heated.
Oh, look, I wasn't yelling. You guys were yelling at me, okay? Thinking I'm insane for like not wanting to run that in the main. But anyway, that was
It worked
very
out.
funny. I loved that. So
TC,
anyway, that was it for me. Yeah.
Would you have beat Justin if you had Kraken? Be honest.
I'll be honest and say if I had 4th Kraken in the side, I probably would have won a game 3. I just had to get his Ichigaki out of the way, and I wasn't able to. I had to find either my asset and build it in, and then on my attack turn use it to get rid of Ichigaki using my forward foundation, or pull a Kraken, and I couldn't on the last 7 turns of the game without knowing that he had no actions in his hand. I didn't know. I just had to play with my out, right? Whatever my out was. He happened to have no actions in his hand, so I would have won had I seen it, but I just didn't see it, so I wasn't able to. But it was so close. It was so close. It was a good game, though. It was a really good game. But by all rights, I should never win that matchup. He had the perfect counter to Deku.
You won game
and
one, though, right?
I won game 1 out of a technicality. I was thinking to myself, it's divine ordinance if I win this because of how I won the game 1. He accidentally forgot to unside, so I won game 1 by technicality. So I was like, okay, I just have to win one of the next 2 games into this impossible matchup from what I hear, right? Because I haven't actually played against Mark China. That was my first time playing against it. I learned game 1 what I had to do. I tried game 2. I saw 1 Kraken on my first hand, and then I used it to block, and then I never saw another one for the rest of the game. And I was like, oh, it was just that. But I mean, it was a good one though. But no matter what, even if I won that, I lost to George next round, 100%. That matchup was the worst matchup of all time. It's impossible to win. I'm never winning against Godzilla as a Deku.
We did fight in Swiss, and I did wipe your.
Yeah, it's not possible. I'm not winning that matchup. So my run would have ended top 4, but that was.
Drew almost beat me if I didn't buff him.
Yeah.
Literally, that was like the most insane. Like Carson, I'm pretty sure you just forgot that inspiring song.
Forgetting the inspiring songs helped my bluff.
Yeah, I was like, he has to have Runaway. Why wouldn't he be using inspiring song to hack my check? Yes, like he wants me to go into it.
All right, Ross, you're up.
No, I just forgot.
Ross, you're up next. What's your shining moment of Worlds?
Cool. I mean, I think it's just George winning, for sure. But like, we were doing teams. We were on winning in to make top cut on teams, and I remember we had like a minute on our clock, and I'm sitting there watching George have. I'm watching the screen also while also trying to play my game, and George has his 2 short-lived promotion on board, right? And then Nago builds the 10, and then it becomes pretty clear that George is going to win Worlds, and I'm also like, there's like a minute on my clock, and we're in game 3, so I'm like apologizing to my opponent while also playing 6 attacks and killing him and winning our game, so I can go over and try and get to George. So that was probably my favorite moment. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, the old apologizing while killing someone. That makes it more ethical.
We talked about how short-lived is busted, by the way. That card is busted.
That was absolutely when I was doing the top 5 video right before Worlds, I was saying like Godzilla's best play is short-lived promotion into board wipe. And I was actually, so I was driving home from where we went out of town to. So I'm going down the highway going like 75, and I'm driving, and I've got my phone like kind of on my dashboard to where it's like kind of propped up, and I'm watching the stream, and my wife didn't like that because she wanted me watching the road. And Chris builds that foundation to go to 10, and I just start like clapping and like fist pumping in the car, and she's like, "What is going on?" I was like, "You don't understand. This is game 3. George has got a double short-lived promotion, and then he's going to board wipe, and that's a game-winning move." And she didn't understand any of that, but it was awesome.
I was screaming in our team's match. My match was over while Ross was still playing. I was like, "Blow up the board, George! Blow it up! Do it!" I was freaking out.
I was like worried that George wasn't going to see it, but like,
no, believe me, when he built the 10, I was like, "Oh, I won, GG." And I just felt it in my bones. I was ready to win that game so much.
Especially since you had a really bad like turn 1 build. That must have been like the most like freeing moment of all time.
Oh yeah, he gave me the opening, and I was like, okay, I got this. Like, there's just no chance I ever have to miss this. Like, this is the only chance I get.
All right, Jeremy, you're we got Jeremy, and then we got Will here, or no, Jeremy, George, and then Will. Jeremy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Of course I am.
All right, give us your best moment of Worlds.
All right, I got like I think 2 or 3. So I will say, call us like good friends here. I will say poker was amazing. I got 2nd place, so that was awesome. Me and Carson run tables around here, playing with house money. I will say that same day, Thursday. Um, I think Carson, if you agree, keep it between us. But that jersey handoff was pretty dope. I think. If I do say so
that
myself.
was crazy. That was clutch.
Yes,
I
sir.
thought I felt the jersey and I was like, my dog.
I mean, I'm sure the team knows. So, and then also I will say on Saturday, since the Godzilla previews was like capped out, I got to go to the Bandai store in Texas and get One Piece packs at MSRP, $5 a pack. So that was pretty tight.
There you go. There
That
you
was
go.
it. There was three. Yeah.
All right, George, your moment. You're not allowed to talk about winning.
That's okay. I wasn't going to.
Okay, yeah, your favorite moment.
So my favorite moment has to, even though I won and everything, it was really great. I got to like hug everybody and like the atmosphere was great. But my top 16 bag that I got, I had so many bags to take home. I didn't know what to do with it. So as we were getting ready to go to Dan's birthday dinner, Dan was telling me how much he wanted the bag. And I was like, oh, sick. You want to buy it off me? He's like, yeah. And then I said, make me an offer. He said some number I forgot. And then I went, cool. Here's the bag. Happy birthday. And then we hugged it out. And then he was almost gonna cry. And he was saying how much he wanted the bag. And it just makes me feel good that like I got to do something special for him. You know, I gave away so many of my prizing. Like I couldn't take home a lot of it. So I just gave it all away. It felt really nice to do that though.
Yeah, when you were when you were telling me about what you sold some of your prizing for, I was like, geez, George is just the best person.
I said this to everybody. I don't want to break your bank. I want you to be happy with what you paid for, and I know I'm happy with what I get.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. It comes back around over time.
Of course.
All right, Will. What's your number one moment?
I would say in one of the stream games, saw George play the Scalen's hand from the side,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, I felt so justified and happy that it was like a tech piece that I was pushing so hard for the Godzillas to play in their sideboard for like Tiners and Dekus and stuff like that, and it was like actually useful for them. So that made me really happy.
See, I was of the opposite mind. So yeah, it's good that you know that you got it out there because I thought that Scanlan's hand was a little overrated because it's +1 to difficulty for everything.
But it's powerful 3 to all your moves. I don't.
It's probably yeah.
If they block it, it's fine. Like I don't care. It was such a good tech piece, and also like made me keep cracking down on Justin's board as much as I could.
Well,
Every turn I had to try to outpace him so much that Scanlan's hand was the goat. Like that, it was just the perfect sideboard piece, honestly,
Yeah, and
for that matchup.
you'll take +1 difficulty to all your stuff over like Breaker 2 twice usually.
Oh yeah, -4 to my check. That's 4 foundations. This guy says 1 at a time. It's fine.
And you didn't start with it. You changed from day 1 to day 2, right?
I had filled with doubts in my sideboard, and then I found out the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I need this badly. I was screaming into the void at like 11 p.m. asking, crying for Scanlan's hand. And then I got it, and I was like, ooh, I needed that.
Who got you the Scanlan's hand? Who is the hero?
So, funny thing. I feel so bad I forgot his name, as I was about to say it. The second place player, Chris Miner, he gave me them.
No way.
Crazy. That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
That is not real.
It's real. I promise you it's real. He gave me the sauce to whip his teammate, which was great.
All right, hey, we're done with the one favorite moments of everything, but anybody have like anybody just want to give like a shout out to like, let's just go super fast lightning round. Give me your favorite person that you played against over the weekend. Let's go. Let's start with you, Eli. Who's your favorite? Who's your like favorite person to play against?
I feel so bad I forgot his name, but Cohen's dad is like one of the nicest people ever. I I was like kind of stressing him on slow play because, you know, I didn't want to enter tie bracket. I did end up entering tie bracket, but he was really cool about it. He understood.
Drew, favorite match?
I mean, there was Mr. Panos for real. But if I can't pick him, Mark Tyner. Mark's pretty cool. I thought for some reason because his character was terrible that he'd be terrible, but he's pretty cool.
James?
Probably Barlow. Which was the most memorable match I had that weekend. Almost dying to a harness on death that was going to burn me for 9.
All right, Ryan?
Mine's Barlow as well.
All right, Barlow getting back-to-back shout-outs. TC?
I have to say Corey Nelson.
Ross?
Can I not pick Carson? Was that a rule? Sorry.
Yeah. Non-team member.
Do you want to pick?
Did you actually
I
enjoy
was very
that?
clear. I've paired Carson twice in like major events, and those are the like two most craziest
High rolls I've ever had in my
games
life.
I had ever in my career.
Okay, give us your Carson. Give us your Carson game in day 2 because that's pretty funny.
Oh, sure. No, Carson. Here's how awesome Carson is. I built 3 as Godzilla going first. He built 7 going second. I'm like, well, all right, I'm gonna die. So I blow up the board. I don't have a choice. He's gonna kill me. So Carson draws up. I build 2. Carson draws his hand. He looks at it. I could tell he's got nothing but attacks. So he plays Kraken on a 5 with no foundations. Checks 5. Checks 5. Freezes, commits. I take 9. Kraken on a 6. Checks a 5. Commits his character. Freezes my other one. I take 9. And then he like builds 1 or 2. And then passes back to me, and I have 2 frozen foundations. And that was cool. So I did not make day 3. Because of
Now you're making me feel bad.
Carson, who does that? Who does that?
The nicest. Like
Okay,
Carson is
you-
just
you
the
know how to
nicest
move.
person. Like, and it's so funny. So, outside of that though, I really enjoyed. I never got to play against Caden. So really like Caden. We got to talk a lot during our game, and he rolled me as Zeke. But that was really cool to play against Caden finally. So he's a beast. That's my pick.
All right, Jeremy, favorite player that you played against?
It's hard to say. I will say I think my favorite, I don't know if it's a favorite, but I like the most. I believe his name was Cohen. I think we're talking about the same. He's like kind of younger, right? From the UK, right? Like a younger than his dad came. Yeah, so I played him in teams, and we were kind of we were talking back and forth, and it turned out that his teammate sold me his Ghidorah Chrome, number 55. So that was nice of him. Yeah.
All right, George.
I really played again. I really enjoyed playing against Shrey. Truthfully, just a great talker. We had some funny jokes. We were just talking because we were drawing nothing, and our games were really off. But we weren't like as persons. It was pretty cool. I loved talking to him. Afterwards, he asked me how to get better, and I was like, cool. I could just talk about things I usually don't. So that was neat. I liked it.
Yeah, he's like to me, he's like one of the best new community members to like enter the universes scene. Everything has been better because he came and joined the game. Will?
I'd probably say in day 2 I played against David Perez. He's the guy that qualified via the Spain regional. He was super chill, and he was talking about his community back home and stuff like that. And yeah, I hope he had a really good event because it was fun playing him.
All right. Well, that wraps up our Worlds recap. Let's talk quickly about your list, George. Before we
You're not going to ask me?
Who was that?
That's
Who was
crazy.
You
that?
totally skipped Carson. You actually skipped.
Oh, sorry. It's because I've got you cropped out. I've got you cropped out on my
Nah,
screen.
you don't
Sorry.
worry. You don't worry.
We got too
That's
many.
crazy.
We got too many team members on, so like
I see how it is, David. It's all right.
All right, Carson, give it to us.
Well, definitely Drew, but
Okay,
besides
we're
Drew,
going
even
on
though-
to team list. We're going on to team list. Let's go.
even though, all right, not Drew. Even though he took me out, it was Chris Munner. I played some before, and we played in Swiss too before that, and he was a really cool guy. I liked him.
Cooked. Nice. Good answer.
Yeah, it pains me because final round is well, I mean their final round, and but Chris actually seemed pretty dang cool.
Yeah, he is.
Can I say
He's very
something real
cool.
quick? That Nago deck was insanely good. I'm very
Mhm.
happy that Chris found the tech for it, found the right list for it. I've been saying that Nagaruyuki is really good. People have been saying no, he's bad, and I'm so glad that he performed well with them. What a great player!
What's crazy is that I built a list that was 95% the same, and when I played it the first couple weeks after GG, like I did not see the same results at all. And everyone's like, "This deck is bad. It's horrible. Don't play it."
I will say, like, Chris, like, vastly outperformed the other Nagos. Like, there were several other Nagos in Worlds in day 1 and day 2, and Chris was, like, the only one that, like, did well. And he didn't just do well. I mean, he almost slayed all of our Chaos Godzillas back to back to back. If it wasn't for that game 2 and 3 George turnaround there in the championship, he would have done it.
I believe that's what you call a skill diff.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. Move on.
Massive.
Move on.
All right, we got yeah, let's talk about the team list. So there was 2 team lists that we kind of brought in predominance. Let's see, I've got all the 11 team members that showed up. We had 4 of us on Chaos Godzilla: Ryan, Carson, Jeremy, and George. The Chaos Godzilla lists were pretty darn similar. There were typically like 3 or 4 cards different sideboards.
Come on, Jeremy's was not similar. That was a whole different.
Okay.
debacle.
Jeremy's was different, but like Carson, Ryan, and George's, all of you guys had like a pretty similar Chaos Godzilla. We had been kind of cooking it. Drew was like pounding his fist on the table for this Chaos Godzilla. He was like, "Guys, I am 10-0 as Chaos Godzilla right now," and I was not a believer. I was a hater of Godzilla at the time, so I was like, "Come on, Drew, let's run it." And it was like a Sunday afternoon, and he just beat every single deck that I had built, just one by one by one. And by the end of it, it was like, all right, I can't. And then Carson,
Zilla is daddy.
Yeah, Carson, you destroyed my Benny deck because I was getting a little haughty. And,
Christos really did.
Yeah, it was
He did a little
Christos.
bit.
It was Christos. It was both of you guys. It was and yeah, you guys showed me the truth. Between you guys and Drew was like, all right, this deck is for real. And then all of you guys got top 8 with the Chaos Godzilla list. Air Deku, we had Drew and TC. Both of you guys got top 16 with it. Ross was on this super cool Ally Earth Godzilla, like Dark Shadow Behemoth Godzilla. I thought it was like, the Chaos Godzilla was like the most efficient, I think, and I do think it was the best deck in the room. But like Ross's Godzilla was like cool. It had the coolness factor going for it. I mean, if Dark Shadow Behemoth had gotten to day 3, that would have been awesome. Will ended up on Will. He said that he had locked himself in on Krista, but then he ended up playing himself, which I respect. Didn't go so hot though. Sorry, Will.
Yeah, it was a little rough on day 2. It is what it is, though.
And then James and Eli were both on Void Rodan. James converted to day 2, and then all the Rodans just got farmed on day 2. Not a single one converted to day 3. And then my brother Patrick, he was on Jester. He ended up in 27th place. I think he went 4-2-1 with Jester, by far the best performing Jester. He kind of had a rough start, facing a lot of control decks early.
David,
But that was who.
I think now you can apologize to Marvin on Rodan.
Do I do my apology now?
I mean, unless you wanted to do a whole video, I'm giving you an out.
All right. Here's my out. Here's my out. I called Ryu Rodan Jr. in my top 5 list. I said there was no reason if you're on the Void symbol, you shouldn't be on Rodan. I told Marvin I would make an apology video if the highest placing Ryu outperformed the highest placing Rodan. And Zach, Marvin did very well, got to day 2 with Ryu, but Zach from final round got day 3 with Ryu and not a single Rodan. I mean, there were like 5 or 6 Rodans in day 2, not a single one converted. I mean, Rodan actually did really, really well day 1. There were 4 Rodans that converted from day 1 to day 2. So like Rodan was the play day 1, but then day 2, the Rodans just got mowed down. So I do owe an apology. Ryu was better than I expected. If you haven't watched Marvin's deck profile on his Ryu, it's actually really, really good. He gives super in-depth explanations. You could tell that he played that deck a ton. Adding damage over the speed tends to matter. Okay, so I also think I owe a
real quick,
small...
David.
Okay, what is it?
Yeah, before you go, trash from my Zilla list. I was on checker 5, checker 3 to win day 2, so I was
I
right
don't know,
there.
man. Just check better.
You were also gonna
This
you
is
were gonna
how it
play
is.
Toga first.
Sounds like
It's all
sounds
good.
like a
I'm
skill
still
issue.
Zilla, bro. I'm still. You're right, because he breaker 2'd me with the that one action. So it's all good.
Skill div.
Jeremy, I've
You're
never
right,
seen
right.
you. I've never seen you not check a 5 on check a 5. in my
That's
life.
also true. I
I
was
know.
just about to
He's
say.
on.
I've
It
never
was,
seen
it
that
was when I
happen.
walked the dog for game and just didn't get there. Check the 3. All right, that was it.
Jeremy and I were testing the other day, and I was playing Mirio into his Godzilla Toga list, and the first 2 games, he was like checking a 6 on everything. I was actually getting like tilted. It was like this is unbelievable. He's like building 5 turn 1. He just plays his whole hand turn 2. Yeah, Jeremy, you were one game off. You were 1 game off converting to day 2. So like even the team members like Patrick and Jeremy who didn't quite convert into day 2 still put up really solid performances.
Can I yap for a sec?
Yeah. Floor's yours.
My Rodan list was literally undefeated, but I had to be a jackass about oh, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to cuss. But I had to be a jerk about time rules, and I wasn't able.
Yeah. I think you made a mistake. I think you got to. I think you got to trust.
Look.
You should have played I Would Like to Rage.
Hell no.
Oh.
I have to stay muted. I can't not cuss. My bad.
Fried.
Are you the
GG.
one doing the sound bar from over there?
It's him. It's also him in cartoon.
I would never.
All right, let's talk. Nice. Okay, let's talk about the main 2 team lists though. The ones that got top 16. Chaos Godzilla. Like I was saying, Drew was pounding his fist on the table for it, telling everybody on the team to play it. Carson, Ryan, and George ended up playing slightly different variations, but they were like 95% the same. I want to give you 3 the floor for a little bit to talk about. Hold on, is the stream dying for anybody else?
Yeah,
it's back
it's
now.
been in
It's
mute
back
for
now.
me.
It's back now for me.
It's like loading sometimes. Yeah. It's like
Fine
kind
to
of.
me.
Okay, I wonder if that's
It like randomly stops. Starts loading. I don't
okay.
know.
Yeah. So okay, it looks like we're back.
Yeah.
Now I can't remember saying. Oh, I want to give the floor to you guys, Carson, Ryan, and George. You guys played very, very similar Godzillas. I'm going to go pull up the Godzilla here to show everybody watching. Why don't you guys talk about the deck and what made this Godzilla so special compared to Godzillas in the past?
I guess I'll start. I mean, I probably played the closest thing to Drew's original list that we were playing, minus one card. So I was the closest to the deck that we were actually testing with. I would say like overall, like the MVP for me of the deck was definitely a Blue Flame Torment, being on offense, being able to do shenanigans on offense, and then the biggest thing was being able to cancel a block or cancel an attack on defense, right? For that random -2 to their check. And then also, Walk the Dog is the most busted card on the planet. So being able to give a 6-0 for 9 on 4 is insane. So those are really like my 2 cents from the deck.
All right, Carson, George.
Well, mine was a little different from all theirs. I was playing like Runaway, which Runaway was the goat for me. That saved my life. Like game one was like my hardest matchup almost against a peak player, and like I thought I almost lost it, but Runaway was literally the goat. Except when it lost me in my top 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Cooked by that runaway.
It was literally
you ran
the
away
goat,
off of
except
top
when it-
4.
No, but Dust Attack was also that guard was amazing for me. The tension was so good. Just having something, just to be like, no, you're not gonna kill me.
All right. George, what you thinking?
I put them on airship. That's all I'm saying. I put them on the airship sauce. TC was
preaching it.
TC was getting into my head,
was
man.
preaching it.
He was like, "You need to play for airship." I was like, "I don't need to play
Airship
for
was
airship,
correct.
bro." And then so I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? 2 dumbfounded, 2 airship sounds pretty nice. They're both 3 diff, so my 3 diff variation won't like change. Well, quote unquote 3 diff for dumbfounded.
And dumbfounded is like a
And
negative
then
2
it's
diff.
that's what I was saying, like quote unquote 3 diff. The airship just like saved me so many times. The amount of times I've had to go, okay, cool, airship, and it just wins me the game is on stream. You saw it happen. I went city rampage, Koenma's. Oops, I don't have it anymore. Cool, I'll airship it back, and then I got to kill him because I could play the city rampage again.
Airshipping City Rampage back is pretty cool.
Airship, let's go.
I wasn't a believer, and then I adapted to day 2. I threw one in my list.
I converted you, bro. I'm telling you. It was
Brian,
fun.
what did you think?
Hey,
Was it worth it? Did you ever use it?
Yeah, I was able to do 27 with 0 foundations to Travis. So
GG.
This is also the lowest deck I've ever ran in my life. 68
awesome.
cards.
I'll tell you what. My
welcome.
favorite.
You're all welcome for that.
Here was my favorite aspects of the Godzilla deck. One, I like that it switched from being like a mostly highs deck to a mostly lows. I think Blue Flame Torment actually, like, I wasn't the biggest believer in it early until I played against it a lot, and I actually think that that's kind of one of the MVPs of the deck. Just really going over the top.
No, that card is goated.
Yeah, you're able
so
to break
good.
her
It's
two.
the
You're
best,
able to give bonuses to your next check just to, I don't know, get over the hump on against the like Mark Tyners. I think Short-Lived Promotion is by far the best card in the deck. And then I really liked that y'all were on Fight for Truth. Basically, when I first saw the Chaos Godzillas, it was like, well, how are you guys going to always be finding it? You know, you're just a 6-hander, and I don't like typically City Ramp. I don't like 4X City Rampage decks in a 6-hander. I prefer that in a 7-hander. So but Fight for Truth, like if you do Fight for Truth plus Short-Lived Promotion, it's like you saw 10 cards before you even play a single attack. And then you're still getting the Horrifying Realizations, the Fearsome Transformations, the Walk the Dog draw, the Smashing Stomp draw when you play it pretty late in an attack string, and you know value of pass-through walls went way up with Team Hero being everywhere. So I thought those was like kind of what...
That was so good, yeah.
Yeah, pass-through walls was goated.
Yeah, like I've typically been a pass-through walls hater because I feel like it's a sideboard card and it's not main board, but I think it was absolutely a main board card for this Worlds event. Drew, do you want to jump in? Why do you think Chaos Godzilla was like uniquely positioned to take down the meta? Because you were saying, you even said before the event, you said if I was trying to win, I would be on Chaos Godzilla, but I'm not trying. I'm just going for fun, and I'm playing the Deku deck because I wish I had played it in Albuquerque. But you said Chaos Godzilla was what you would have played if you were trying to win, and then of course 3 of us were in top 8 with Godzilla. So what do you think made it uniquely positioned?
It's the only deck that doesn't have a bad matchup. Literally every other deck had like a terrible set of matchups if they faced them. And not only does Godzilla not have a bad matchup, but you have to beat him twice every game, which is just insane because of the first form. So it's quite literally just the best deck right now. Yeah.
Drew found the Fight for Truth sauce. Drew is the Fight for Truth sauce creator. So
yes. Appreciate it.
I'm
But yeah,
gonna have
anyone
to...
who says Rodan's a bad matchup, like we tested against Rodan, it wasn't that bad. You know, like like
also for like
yeah.
When the heist decks went away, right? Like
it opened the door.
This just got to be the best deck then, right? We kind of forgot, right? Because the heist decks were like the tippy top of the format, and then everyone started getting on the Mikasa train, and there's no reason that this just couldn't just roll everybody. So I think that's what testing proved pretty quick.
Yeah, I didn't want to be a believer, and then pretty soon it was like, yeah, if you're gonna try and win, I think you got to be on it. I think you have to go and join it. But the Deku still did.
Did any of the Godzillas lose?
He would have top 16.
Yeah. Did any of the Godzillas lose to a Rodan this weekend?
I didn't play against any. They were too far in bottom tables. I fight them.
I didn't play any either.
Cohen said that he beat one.
I didn't lose. I beat
we're talking about the team TC. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought we were asking if any Rodans beat any Godzillas.
Yeah, we're talking about the goats, you know, like us. Yeah.
Because I played 2, and Sorry,
You
James.
took them for us.
Yeah, I was 2-0 against the Rodans this weekend.
Yeah, the thing with Rodan is like he has to play it absolutely perfect and win the die roll.
And see a good
Otherwise,
hand.
and see a good hand, because like these Rodan lists are also running like a crap ton of assets and actions. They're never building well.
Yeah,
You
the
just zone
Rodans
check
do
them
get
real quick.
distracted. They get distracted that they don't need a stage to live, and they play a ton of assets and actions. Heat tackle for Rodan went a long way to helping its Godzilla matchup. But you're right. I mean, we were testing it. It felt like 50-50. And if your worst matchup was 50-50 going into Worlds, that's really, really good. I will point out that like there were a lot of other Godzillas in the event, like a ton of other Godzillas in the event. None of the other Godzillas really did nearly as well as the Team Chaos Godzillas. I think it was far and away the optimal builds.
So,
Yeah, I went against 2 of the Earth Godzillas actually for day 2. It was 2-1 for both of them, so they did take a game off me. But that's just what it's gonna expect, right? Like Zilla's gonna explode, and then we're both gonna explode at something. Like it's just what you expect. The Earth list was like on one of them was on like heavy ally stuff for Hunter's ally, and then Great Yamada, and just like teaming basically.
I have a question for the Godzilla players. Was your determined advance blocked over or under 50% of the time?
Never
under,
blocked.
under,
Under.
it was way under.
Way under.
You never blocked one in our match.
I just took 9 or 10 every time because I wasn't gonna do it. I didn't have the strength.
It just opens the door for walk the dog. Like
Yeah, you just lose if you block it, right?
Can I make a quick comment on that actually? The Walking Dog is like it's such a good card, and then it's the worst card ever, because, but it's only like really really good because we paired it with the Blue Flame Torments. Since Blue Flame Torment does triple work overtime, they're either going to commit their foundation, make my Walking Dog easy to play, so I get +1 to the check no matter what, or they're gonna give me the +1 to the check so that I can play the Walking Dog easier, and then on block it makes my 7-speed Walking Dog a 10 or a 9-speed Walking Dog. It's so insane. That play pattern of Blue Flame into Walking Dog or whatever you want was so egregious and broken.
I think my kill hand against Drew in one game was City Rampage, Blue Flame, and 3 Walk the Dogs.
That was so sad. That was so,
and I had the asset built too.
I was at like 7 health the entire game, and I was just
you're alive for so long, but you had me nervous, bro. I was like, I'm not gonna kill him. All my attacks were gone. I was like, geez. Drew played it perfectly, I think.
Yeah, I do. All right, so that's Chaos Godzilla. I do want to point out Ross's deck real quick because I thought it was so cool. He went 3-3. Came close.
That was really hard.
Came close. And I was rooting so hard for you to get there. Where did
it was close? Yeah.
Where did you go? What place did you get? 27th here.
27th. Not that far down, David.
Yeah, but it was this all ally plus determined advance. You have to throw in determined advance. But it was playing like all of these tension allies, the Hunter's ally to build in Cammy. I really liked how you had like the Cammy paired with like split body control. Like you had a lot of stage interaction. And then this Dark Shadow Behemoth. I loved it. I love a Dark Shadow Behemoth in the deck. You weren't on City Rampage. Anyway, it was cool that like you Hunter's allies building in this strategic meeting, giving you 2 to your check, where it's building in Cammy. It felt really really powerful in testing and like a unique flavor of Godzilla.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I wanted to take down a power level. It didn't have quite the damage output that the Chaos list had, but it felt more interactive, which is just how I prefer to play the game. So that's why I did it. Yeah.
Did you Dark Shadow Behemoth a backup?
No, I never got to live the dream that I didn't even think about that line until Will brought it up.
I know.
Will brought it up the night before. He's like, if you attack a backup with Dark Shadow Behemoth, you'll commit their entire stage. I was like, well, that is pretty cool, isn't it?
I was hoping, dude. I was hoping you would get it, but
yeah. Right, it didn't happen.
Well,
let's talk. +1 low block, which was pretty good.
Yeah, that's not nothing. Let's talk about the Air Dekus. Drew and TC, y'all played I would say 90% similar lists. You had some pretty major differences of opinion. Which one you guys want me to? I'm going to pull up TC. Sorry, Drew. Yeah, you guys had some heated.
Start with George. Yeah, you start with Drew or me. Okay, I'll start with me. Okay.
All right.
Drew,
Yeah.
Drew did like all the testing with the deck. Yeah.
Okay, you want me to start with Drew's then?
I think it'd be better because Drew would be able to give you more input on the deck. I just took like everything that he did and modified
Made
it
it work.
barely and just played my style of it. It's just.
Okay, Drew. Walk us through
Drew
Air
too.
Deku.
Drew should get all the Drew gets all the glory for that.
All right, walk us through Air Deku and why you thought it was the play for this event. I mean, you wanted Godzilla, but like, why did you go with Air Deku here?
All right, so basically, Eli and I, back at Albuquerque, had figured out that if you just played a bunch of the flash defense in Deku, you just like don't let your opponent play the game at all. It's like a real control deck type of thing, and so your opponent has to sculpt such a good hand and by the time they do that, you are all set up, and when you're all set up, you should just win every game, right? So basically you have a bunch of non-games unless you're playing against your bad matchups. And so that was the idea of the deck, was that a lot of the preceding Dekus that were on this like one punch or like combo, whatever you want to call it, they weren't playing the higher difficulty, higher costed foundations. And then when we started testing, we started kind of getting smarter thanks to Jazzy and Will. Jazzy's Ryan. Ryan thought of No Time to Waste, the 4-diff foundation that's like on your turn imprisoned. That's really good. Just clowned on people who are playing answers. Will had basically told us, like, you guys just lose to actions every game, like just mainboard action hate. Even though it's like normal for you to sideboard your action hate, bring it in, it's like you're just gonna like lose game one sometimes for not having it. So like we fit that in, like special forces elite, like we cancel responses. So it's kind of like this game plan of like, if you can just get to the late game, you should kind of win. Before the event, we knew Godzilla was an auto loss. We knew Mark Tyner, specifically like the way Justin was playing, was like a 0-0 tie angle, unless you can like play and attack every single turn, and like you eventually will wear down their actions, but otherwise, and like every other matchup, roughly you should win. Unfortunately, that's just
I couldn't believe when Stream put you and Justin on. As soon as that was like announced, I was thinking this is gonna be miserable. Nobody wants to watch this game happen right now. like you need to wait to see a different game, and sure enough, y'all tied 0-0.
That was the only 0-0 tie in the whole event, and they put it on stream.
Yeah, so that's the thought process. I mean, I would say like the Let's Talk UVS Air Deku plays way less attacks than other Air Dekus. And there were quite a few other Air Dekus in the event, and the two Let's Talk UVS Air Dekus were the ones that outperformed them all. Noticeably, it's not on the Hidir combo. It's all in on the Flash one punch combo. And I mean, UNTC outperformed all the other Air Dekus, and I think it goes to show that like the way to play Deku is to play less of the game. The others are like playing too honest. They're playing like actual attacks, and you guys are just doing the thing, deleting all interaction, going all in on the flash defense with the cheerleaders, the nonagon, the shutdowns, and just going all in on not playing the game.
So I feel like very happy that it did well, because I've been shouting at people like ever since Albuquerque that the Deku lists are not optimized, and everyone was like just not believing me. I should have played it, but Zoomer brain got the best of me.
Yeah, I think the only
Elijah, you've been saying you should play like so many different decks.
No, the deck I really should have brought was Deku.
I think the only thing I should have done though was I should have just like mainboarded 4 nonagons and like probably played 2 stopping for breakfast or 2 like even though we were main wording action hate and a team hero, it still wasn't enough. It's just like you know what I mean? Like it's always the same story, which is like we're all human and we fall into the same traps when we're deck building of like, oh, I'll just have this in my sideboard because it won't come up every match. And then like the matches that matter, you need it, and the other ones like it's fine if you have a blank card. So it's like, when am I ever gonna learn that lesson? I don't know. Hopefully next event.
I think it should
Especially
also
in
be clear
Yeah.
that like it should be clear that Drew has been testing this deck in team testing for like 6 months, right? Like
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's been miserable. Like
Yeah, we all knew the
just
Deku matchup.
I feel like I'm qualified to talk about it as much as he is because I've played into it
Like-
200,000 times.
so like yeah. just-
Yeah, Patrick
just
put
why-
in
why?
the discussion. Let's see, this was February 20th. He said, "Drew owes Will and Eli some serious therapy money. If I played that many games into Deku, I would need to be institutionalized."
One more thing I want to say about the list. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you go, Ryan.
One more thing I want to say about the list that I think is really big that we kind of identified early is that this deck does not need to play any of the defensive actions. Every single Deku that we saw that was playing Eerie Smiles with that one diff response, make it a high. We felt like that was kind of wasteful. We would rather have it be a foundation and just build more and, Street Hero and stuff to be able to reuse blocks and stuff like that. And also early on, Ocean Buddies was a really, really hot topic. Like Ocean Buddies be able to put in a Goblin Bolt. And especially during the heist eras, like that card was literally unplayable in Deku. It lost you more games than won you more games, so it eventually just didn't make it to the final list. So I think that was like a lot of the key difference that we like tested and fleshed out. I think this Deku list is the most tested list of the year in terms of updates, polish, and people playing it. So I mean, I probably have close to 50 games on it before I told myself I'm not playing 6 rounds of Swiss day one with it. So. But I just want to point out some key things that we identified while building the list.
Yeah. The that's like the ultimate feels good card to me. Airy Smiles going in Deku. It's like that should be like question number 1 if you want to join the Let's Talk UVS team. Would you put Airy Smiles in here? All right, you're not coming in.
You're fried, GG.
Yeah,
I had it in my deck list.
Okay, TC, walk us through like your slight differences to Drew's list, and tell us all why Drew is wrong and you are right.
Well, it's not about being wrong or right.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to stroke some drama.
No, it's good. It's just a playstyle thing. So, for some reason, every single time I would put, like, I would just play his deck straight, right? Just feel it, right? So I'd play it. And just like it happens to him, he would have a situation where he tries to build 4 and then he fails on the 4th foundation over and over again. And to me, that just felt like it happened so often. I would just lose. I feel like I would lose if that happened that often. So I felt like there was a consistency problem with the number of non 5 diffs, right? Even though the ratio was low, it just kept happening every single game. It was ridiculous. So even in testing in person, right? Even when I tried, I upped the attack ratio to what was it like 20, 25, even 24, 25%, which is not that big. It would happen like too much because you're running such a big amount of 3 diffs and 2 diffs in the deck, not really like a lot of 1 diffs or 0 diffs, right? So I really valued the first turn as much as I could. So that was my biggest decision on taking out what I felt like was a redundancy card, which was the Kraken. That was like, for me, a redundancy card with Air to Goblin Bolt because they did the exact same thing on your attack.
And you're
turn.
saying
I know that Kraken helps an extra turn.
You're saying taking out Kraken resulted in verbal altercations the day before the event?
Oh, I was asking because I was genuinely just wanting like the thought process, right? So I went to Drew first, like a couple hours before, or actually hours, like early in the morning, I think. I went to Drew and asked him, I'm like, do you feel? Oh no, this is when we got back from the event. Yeah, so I asked him like way earlier than the whole debacle of conversation happened. But did you feel like when you play Kraken, it's the reason why you live past turn 2? That was all I wanted to know, right? And so he gave me like a pretty just general answer. It's like, well, it's it depends sometimes, and like there was no definitive answer there. It was kind of like a it depends type of answer, right? And then if Drew, you want to add to that really quick, if you remember exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think like honestly, I think we should all go around and say what we think like the
Okay.
best card and standard for this event is, and it's like there's two answers. It's two for me. It's either Kraken or Walk the Dog, and so like you just play the best cards in the game, like if you can, and it's it's like worth playing, right? It's just it's a tough sell for
Yeah,
me.
that's the kind of answer that he gave me, right? And I was like, okay, I get it, but for me, like my issue was I didn't feel personally like it added something to the deck needed that it didn't already have. So I was trying to cut the deck to be more consistent. But like, I think I had the smallest deck list. I had 64 cards on my deck list, right? I wanted a really tight game plan, all the really quality cards, just for the purpose of the game plan, right? So I ended up taking all the beta shifts out because I don't want to give my opponent a draw, and I took one of the treasure huntings out because it was useless on turn 2 and typically on turn 3 because I couldn't draw with it because my opponent didn't have 15. And then I took out the Krakens to make the ratio really solid so that I would always be able to typically build well with, like, I could go on a 3-4-5 and check 5-5-5, right? Like, that's what I wanted to happen more often so I can get the really quality foundations down, like, on my first turn without having to worry too much.
All
And
right, all
so that
right.
was the kind of game plan that I was doing.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to move us on past Air Deku because every minute that we spend talking about Air Deku, we're losing a viewer here.
Okay.
I'm just messing a little bit.
That's why I was cooked on day 2. Is that argument?
Yeah, the 2.5 hour argument about Kraken.
Yeah.
In the main of this side.
Let's see what's up next. Oh, we got a Great Art draft. All right, we did a Let's Talk UVS draft. We did 6 rounds. There were 6 of us. Let me actually go to my PowerPoint here. It was Ross, Drew, Eli, me, TC, and Ryan. We each drafted 6 characters. The points scaled the later you drafted the character. So if you drafted a character around 5 or 6, they were giving you triple the points of rounds 1 and 2. 3 and 4 double the points, and then day 2 points were worth more per round win, and day 3 points were worth even more per round win. All in all, this was our draft, and I've got the grades for you guys. Let's go one draft at a time and talk about it. TC, you drafted. I'm going to go from last place. I'm going to go from last place to first place. TC,
I got last place.
Really quick.
Okay,
I gotta go. Thank you guys for having me on here. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys later. Have fun with the rest of the stream.
Wait, George. George, before you go, who's the best Godzilla character?
Before I go, who's the best Godzilla character? It's probably Titan of Terror or all right, I'm out of here. I'll see you later.
All right, see you later, George.
All right,
bye, George.
Bye,
See you, champ.
All right.
So I got last place, so I'm going first.
You're acting surprised, but let's look at this.
Lapped, TC.
Yeah, I don't think it was even close last place. Okay, look, I'll show you the spreadsheet here.
Okay.
Deku 6 got you 40 points because there just wasn't a lot of them. Y'all did well, like you and Drew did well day 2, so that got you quite a bit of points. But there really wasn't a lot of Deku 6's day 1. Like Deku 6 was a very much day 2 choice and not a day 1 choice. So that got you 40 points, and that you got like nothing other than Cohen from that. Like Ghidorah was nowhere, Aaron was nowhere, Ymir and Bebop didn't show up. Nick Reagan did play Nick Reagan, but like only got 1 win, I think, day 2. So yeah, you ended up with a score of 68 points. It was really just Deku 6 and Cohen for you. So yeah, there you go. I don't think there's too much like meta analysis to take from this. I'm a little surprised that like 0 Ymirs showed up, especially with like Unyielding Destruction Band, and the character still just like wasn't there.
Nah, it's okay. I just wish I was able to say Rodan. You took my Rodan pick. There were a bajillion Rodans.
Yeah, let's go to next. We had Ryan. You were stuck with like the bad draft pick in my opinion because you were put in the 6th seed. And there was like the top 5 characters were like far and away the top 5 characters in my opinion. Rodan, Godzilla, M4, Mark Tyner, and Deku 6. And so you were kind of in a tough position. You did well picking Nago at the 201. Let's look at your scores here. I'm gonna say
Damn,
Krista.
Jacob Johnson didn't carry me to the top. I was telling everybody I was a shoo-in to win this.
Jacob Johnson
I
scored
was
you a lot of
dude,
points.
me and Jacob, I going up to JJ and I was like, bro, you got me. He's like, I got you. We climbed all the way to the top, and I love that man. That guy, I'm gonna glaze that guy like a donut, dude. He did everything I could ask for. On top of being a stellar human being, he did unbelievable with his character. So, congrats to him. But did I really not do better than that? I think the Grogs screwed me because they all got punched.
Yeah,
out
the Grogs.
day one.
The Grogs is something that I wanted to bring up to the team. Grog and Krista from your draft is what screwed you. Really, Will owes you an apology because he was going to play Krista and then last minute switched to playing his own character. But Krista
But Will
was
gave me
nowhere.
the Jacob Johnson pick, so he kind of canceled himself out.
Yeah, but are you surprised that like Ezra was, the day 2 player? He was on Krista, did pretty well. I don't think he made day 3. If he did make day 3, he lost
did
his
make day
first.
3.
Okay, he made day 3, but then he lost his top 16 match. So Ezra did pretty well, but like there was no Kristas out there for like day 1. There was one, and they won a single game. So I was kind of shocked at no Krista. And then the Grogs, there were actually 6 Grog players day 1, and they got eaten alive.
Yeah.
Grog was like the ultimate feels good deck. Like, oh, I'm going to bring Throws
Really
Grog
shocking.
and let's see if
Throws
I can
Grog,
be a
baby.
world champion.
I definitely forgot I had Grog too. I thought Drew picked Grog because Drew picked all the 5-handers, and then I don't know. I'm happy that my Jacob Johnson call paid out, and I'll cash that in. That's it.
You were close with Ryan Levine on Hawks, but he didn't quite make it out of day 1. If he had made it out of day 1, you would have gotten a lot more.
He was really close too, I think. Like really, really close. But all right, I'll take
All
it.
right, let's go to 4th place. 4th place was myself. I drafted Rodan and then Peak, Benny, Reiner, and I was feeling really good through 4 rounds. I'm going to be honest, I thought I was lapping you guys with through round 4 with my picks. And then I went Biako and Jamie. I really regretted going Jamie over Mitchell and Mirio. I wish I had gone Mitchell or Mirio. And then, of course, I took reigning world champion Kevin Broberg. If we look at my scoring, some interesting things to note here. Rodan was extremely good day 1. Extremely good. There were a lot of Rodans, and 4 of them converted. And then day 2, Rodan, like I was saying earlier, just got mowed down. Not a single Rodan made it. Peak, when I found out that like Tim Keefe and Kevin Broberg were both playing Peak, I was feeling awesome. There was actually quite good representation of Peak. Day 2, I think there was a couple other players on Peak as well. Not a single one converted to day 3. So like these honest, like Peak and Rodan both play like honest universes really, really well, and they just didn't make it out of day 2. Any thoughts there?
I thought you were cooking too when I saw Tim Keefe and Broberg on Peak.
I mean, I had told you before the event, and obviously I was exaggerating. I was like, Rodan is unplayable, and so I am not surprised that the Rodans didn't do very well, because it's just I just knew that against the top decks he was just gonna like kind of face plant most of the time. And Peak was a really nice call when you see Tim and frickin' Kevin show up with it, right? I mean, I was pretty surprised that didn't do better, but they were probably 2 of the only people who registered it. So that's yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, like Benny and Reiner did okay for me. There was actually a couple Bennies day 1 that got very, very close to making day 2. If they had just stuck to my list, they probably would have made day 2, but they made some adjustments to it. So I'm just saying, if I had brought Benny, I would have farmed day 1 and I would have farmed day 2 as well. I thought that I'm going to be honest here, and actually I shouldn't say that. Okay, I'll say.
No, say it.
I say
no,
okay.
Say it.
I thought the day 2 field was soft. I thought it was soft. I thought that a lot of the best. I'm serious. I didn't feel like other teams were bringing their A game. Like I felt like it was us in final round that brought their A. I thought it was us in final round that brought our A game and like brought our A game preparation into the event. And I thought the rest of the day 2 field was kind of soft. So I don't know. What do you say,
I actually
TC?
have a thought.
The rules, David. The rules.
I was talking to George. I was talking to George about this at the end of day 2. I was like, it kind of feels like this is not as hard as it was supposed to be, right?
Mhm.
And and I
Yeah.
was thinking
You had the easiest bracket, bro.
I got a little bit lucky with the bracket, but in general, like I was looking around and I'm like the kind of decks that we were expecting, right? Like they're not, I think, were being like played as best as they could. Like the kind of deck choice, like obviously there were like the best of the best, and we did go against it, but in general, I'm saying that I thought they were expecting more difficulty than what I was expecting, and I was thinking like maybe it was because there was such little time to change decks from the meta shift from the ban list from Heist and thing disappearing, right? I was wondering if that had any impact on that.
Yeah, I really don't know what it was because we got a shot in the arm when Unyielding was banned and Heist was banned, and then I think it was maybe that Worlds was too far out, or I don't know. It just felt like
a month.
Yeah, it felt like us in final round brought our A game, and I'm not saying other players didn't. Like we see in chat, like Marvin with Ryu. Look, there was really tough competition. I just thought it was a little softer than I expected. I'm not saying drastically. I'm just saying a little bit. I'm not trying to, down talk anybody.
TC makes a good point.
Yeah.
There, because saying like I think a lot of people in January and stuff like that at following Buffalo Regional were really high on the Unyielding and Heist decks, and they just kind of got that cut out from under them with only a month left. So if they had like anything going on leading up to Worlds, where they couldn't find like a new deck to get good with and practice with, I think it probably hurt a lot of people that would have been strong on day 2.
Yeah, let's go to third place here on the draft, and we have Ross with the 101 pick. Went Mark Tyner, and a Mark made top 4. Then you went Hanj 4 Eyes. You went Zeke 2, Jester, Pumat, and then Calvin showed up with Pumat. Donatello, and you took Travis Tangeman as your player. Let's look at your scores. Mark, I actually thought would have scored you more points, but only scored you 44, even though he got top 4. And that's because there just wasn't a lot of marks. There was like Mark Tyner on Mark, Travis Tangeman, Justin Birch, and then that was pretty much it. Like there just weren't very many of them out there. There was a lot less in representation compared to like the Rodans and the Godzillas. And then Hanj 2 just didn't show up. There was one Hanj 2 and only won one game in day 1. From there, your Zeke pick was solid and your Pumat pick was solid. But Donnie and Jester, it was really just Patrick on Jester getting you points there. And then Travis did pretty well day 2, but didn't convert past top 16 day 3. So he ended up at 141 points, taking third place. You had three complete bust picks, and then you had 3 awesome picks. Any surprises there? Were you surprised? I guess I was surprised at like the Zeke representation, the Zeke 1 and the Zeke 2 representation. Like I thought more people were going to be Sungjin Woo.
I was just really pumped that Wub played Pumat. So
that was a bailout for the draft. Complete bailout.
It was just so he made me so happy. I guess like there were some really good players on Zeke 2. I know Barlow played Zeke 2 and so did Caden, so that was really cool. I'm really surprised someone didn't bring Hanj 2 and do something. Donatello was kind of whatever, but I guess my biggest takeaway from like the Worlds itself meta was like we did all this testing, right? And I think we kind of determined that the sauce was that there wasn't any sauce. But I really thought there was going to be some sort of like tricky spinner machine deck that somebody was going to get to. And then it just never ended up it never really happened. The only real mutant machine deck there was Wub's Pumat deck. I know some of the Tiners were main decking it too, but not in a way that really cheats the game. So
yeah, I just thought
that was interesting that no one got there.
We definitely thought that somebody was going to be building a really, really good MMM deck. And if Pumat is going to be the best Massive Mutant Machine deck, then that kind of means that it's not Anyway, I shouldn't say that. That's because
Yeah,
you're the
say
number.
careful.
You're the number
Ross
one
is right here.
Pumat believer.
Ross is right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Hey, come
But
on.
I guess
No,
I'm
I
saying
actually
like
think
there
Ross's,
wasn't.
Ross's Puma list
Just
was
build
really
it from your
good.
hand. That's all you have to do.
I mean, that list was solid. That list was fun to watch. I mean, when you block and you say breaker 3 plus, hey, you commit 2 foundations, like you were saying it right earlier, Ross. Like it's an aggro. Pumat is an aggro deck that you're not allowed to poke into. I mean, we saw Calvin do like M Force full health just very very early on a backswing. If you can just stop them with the breaker and then you built an MMM, then you're just golden. So it was
we've tested.
definitely
I mean,
solid.
obviously, yeah, we've tested the Pumat deck a lot. I mean, I have. I've got hundreds of games with Pumat, and like I think the team has a healthy respect for that deck because it does just melt your face off, and you can't really attack into it profitably most of the time. So not surprising that it did well. Obviously, Wub is an amazing player, so big shocker, right?
Yeah, that
Cool.
that helps. That helps. And he named his deck for Ross.
I really appreciated that. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Eli's draft. Now this is funny. Eli got second place. He got Godzilla, Sungjin Woo, Ryu, Hanj, Overhaul, Mimic, and then he took Marvin as his player. If we look at Eli's scoring, it was just Godzilla basically. I mean, Ryu was a solid round 3 pick with 50 points. Godzilla scored 124 points. Godzilla alone scored double TC's entire draft, basically.
I'm so little bro right now. I'm a little bro right now.
Godzilla just went crazy. I mean,
list of bros.
he saw massive representation. He saw massive success. We've talked about Godzilla all night, basically, so we don't need to do any more. But let's talk about Sungjin Woo, because Sungjin Woo had 5 players on Sungjin Woo, and not a single one converted to day 2, and then 0 day 2. Were you surprised that Sungjin Woo didn't get any day 1s into day 2? You know, it's kind of Sungjin Woo and Grog that like underperformed the most day 1. And were you surprised that no day 2 players were on Sungjin Woo? Because our team, I felt like we were pretty high on Sungjin Woo. Like we knew that like it didn't have a good matchup into the ultra aggro, but we were pretty high on it. Like if you got to like turn 4, turn 5.
So here's the thing, right? When I was drafting this, I was really high on Sungjin Woo, and I was actually like gonna bring it to Worlds. At the time, that was my little week, you know.
Yeah, you were on it for like a solid 7 days.
Yeah.
7 days. What about 7 minutes?
7 hours.
Yeah.
I was on it longer than most decks, let's be real. But the next week I'd realize its highs don't exist. Like there isn't like a high roll for that deck. It does the same thing every game or bricks. And it gets like crapped on by Godzilla, which was like always gonna be the most represented deck. So like I regretted the pick like the next week. It got more points than I thought it would, honestly.
Dang, with 13. All right. Yeah. Eli with the hot takes. Ryu, you did pretty well. I mean, Zach made day 3 with Ryu. Marvin converted from day 1 to day 2. You also drafted Marvin, so like you kind of double dipped on the points there. But other than that, like Hanj 1, Overhaul, and Mimic, they just weren't there. So
Dude, the biggest surprise of my draft is Hanj 1, because I think she's legitimately like she's high up there in power right now. She's a really good deck, but just like nobody brought her. I think because she's boring.
Yeah,
I think it's because there's a lot of resets in the game, and then without the power of
Oh yeah,
wipes,
all
right?
those resets when you have Rock Barrage Trust.
No, I'm saying like without the board wipe, people can like deal with that. Is what I'm saying.
Dude, I don't know. Like whenever I was playing Hanji a bunch for Buffalo, and like people would build up boards, and I just would like unyielding was just like, oh yeah, use your seal on this. It was usually like I was just doing unyielding to like mess with them, and I didn't want to blow up the board. It's just like the deck didn't get much weaker, and it still had a good.
I mean, I think unyielding was the key part of that deck being successful, right? It's like I have all these backups, I can pass my checks. I'm gonna set you to 4. I'm gonna Rock Barrage, commit all 3 of them, and then I'm gonna send this ginormous Titan card, whatever it's called, for a bajillion. And that was like the line, right, for that deck.
it was different when you played the deck because you were on 9 Titans, right?
No, for
Um,
sure.
in my experience, even in Buffalo, like I sideboarded it out a good like half of my games. And I wasn't on even 4 of it before. Most decks weren't.
Yeah, everybody was.
I don't know.
Everybody piled into the Zeeks. If you were a backup deck,
Yeah.
you were playing Zeke 1 or Zeke 2. Which, speaking of Zeke 1, I'm going to go to our winner here, Drew. I mean, Drew hasn't like not topped an event in like 5 years, and now he's winning the draft here. Drew went M4 Devil Jin. Not a good start in all honesty. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But you had solid 3rd, 4th, and 5th round picks. You had Bridget. Gavin's in chat played Bridget really, really well to a high finish. We had the Zeke ones. Zeke 1, there wasn't very many players on Zeke 1, but they did really well. Like all the Zeke 1 players, I felt like put up good results. And then Bert too. Of course, Paul's in chat too. Played really well with Bert. And then Mikasa was totally MIA. So let's look at your scoring. Your Mikasa 4 got 61. This is one that I want to spend some time on here actually, is M4. M4, like if I click on this, you can see that there was a lot of representation both days. Like day 1, there was like 12 M4s. Only 1 converted to day 2. Like we're talking about like good day 1 decks and how people didn't play Deku day 1 because probably they're afraid of draws. Well, M4 is like a good day 1 deck in the sense that it's aggro, and only 1 converted to day 2. And then if we look at day 2, there were 5 Mikasa 4s and only 1 converted to day 3. So these were abysmal conversion rates. Anybody have a theory on why Mikasa 4 underperformed so hard? I've got 2 basic theories. One is that everybody was teching for because she had done so well at the last couple of regionals. Everybody was bringing their skills of Juno and cards to protect against Mikasa. My other theory is that Mikasa was like the best well-known deck, and so I think that you end up with a lot of players piling into Mikasa simply because, hey, I don't know what to play for Worlds and I haven't tested too much. Just give me this M4 deck and I'll go play. Those are my 2 theories. Anybody got any other theories on the underperformance here?
It's really just every single deck had the tech for it. If you had to, either main board or sideboard, you had to have some sort of way to deal with it. And if you didn't, you just basically sat down and auto lost. So like for the Godzilla players having the great bucklers, or a lot of people were Scales of Juno main board. If you were on the void symbol, it was like you're playing some sort of copies of that. But
I
Dude,
think that
I gotta tell you, in one of my games against Mikasa, in both matches, I got tattered costumes and stopping for breakfast down, and the dude fucking resolved Koen Mustache all 3 games. It was so triggering. So,
dude,
it was like I literally, no matter what I did, it beat my answers. So it was like that was like I don't know if other people had to deal with that, but kind of like what Eli said with Hanji, like. And when I played Mikasa, like, because I was testing Mikasa a bit, I felt the same way, where you could just beat all the answers anyways. So I'm honestly not sure why it didn't perform as well. I think Ryan Fields like was playing pretty much the list that we were on, plus or minus, and he did really well. So like I think people may have just like changed the list a little bit too much, to be honest.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
that's
gonna
what I
say
was gonna say. People were like changing the list to like it's the most simple deck, right? It's like you run the stuff that clears, you run stuff that helps that game plan. And people were like running really weird cards that I've never read. And also just I think a lot of people didn't register the deck because they were afraid of the answers, and they like didn't realize they could just play through it and not care.
Yeah, the one thing I was going to say is kind of piggybacking off of what David was talking about, where a lot of people defaulted to it because they didn't know for sure what they wanted to play. So they figured they'd play that and get some easy wins. But I think in like the later game scenario, if you don't just turn to them, the sequencing really, really matters based on what your opponent's playing. So like looking at their deck list and seeing what their outs are and what their block zones are like on cards they're holding in hand actually does matter in that deck quite a bit. So I think some people kind of trap themselves with that by not having enough reps on the deck.
Yeah, like I was watching a game between Drew and Eli, I guess a week before Worlds. Eli was playing the Deku deck. Drew was on M4. And yeah, I mean, that game was going to like turn 11. Drew ended up winning actually off of the powerful deadlock on what's the throw?
Luna Tierras.
Yeah, you won on the powerful deadlock on Luna. I mean, there was a lot of skill expression when I was watching those games, and I think you're right. If a player just doesn't have reps, they pick up the M4 deck. Sure, you can play turn 2 relatively, I mean, it's going to be relatively obvious, but once you get into that turn 4, turn 5, later game, like there's a lot of skill expression for the deck, and maybe the players just didn't have it other than Ryan Fields.
I think a lot of good people played the deck. I just think they like modified it. Like they got away from what I'm not sure exactly why, but the core deck is still like insane. Like drawing 2 cards every ability. We know Pony got errata. It was probably the best deck last year at Worlds. So it's just the same thing as Pony, right? Like more or less, Death Pony.
Yeah. And
That's my
Pony.
take.
Yeah, and Pony
Yep.
took some skill to pilot once he got past the early turns too. So staying alive and when to use your horn counters for blocking and whatnot. But let's move on to the others. Devil Jin just didn't show up. Nobody showed up after the equipment heist ban. And then Bridget, Zeke, and Bert too all did really, really well for you, and you were getting the point bonuses because they were later round picks. Of course, Gavin was on Bridget. Several good players. Aiden, I think, did the best on the Zeke 1s. And then Paul did the best of the Bert 2s. And so they just got you a ton of points, ended up pushing you past Eli's Godzilla pick, and you took it down. And you're going to be the one going home with the free Let's Talk UVS hoodie, courtesy of me.
Can I get that hoodie? Can I get that hoodie? Because he'll never wear it.
No.
Drew, what's it going to take for you to wear some team merch?
That's
you know what? Let's have a
I'll take the hoodie. I'll take the hoodie.
Let's have a
I'll
team
take the hoodie
moment
more.
here. Yeah, team moment. Okay, Drew, what's it going to take?
I'll wear the hoodie. I'll definitely wear the hoodie.
Flip it.
No,
If he
but
got that.
I'll take the hoodie. I'll take the
out.
hoodie.
No, I gotta shout out my soldiers, and also my draft strategy after the first 2 rounds was to just pick like characters that I knew people were gonna play. And I had like a really strong feeling that Lechuga Sauce would be Bridget. I don't know why. I just thought they would. I was like, we saw some signs of like Blame Siren was all over Bridget, right? And so like that was like I was hoping Gavin was gonna play Bridget, and when he did, I was like, oh, that's money. And then Zeke won. There was the Zeke won like one trick who's just been tearing it up every single event, like him and his boy. And then Paul Butler was like insane, and unfortunately River decided to go rogue, or else I would have just gotten 250 points. So
What did River end up playing? He played M4, right?
Ochako 4.
Ochako 4.
Okay. Yeah, that is rogue. What was the reasoning? Do you know River's reasoning?
I asked him about it. He said he just felt like the Godzilla matchup was pretty terrible if they cut into 34-on-1, and just didn't have that much time to play. So he played Ochako a lot, like throughout the year, like weaving in and out, and so he just kind of went with that.
Makes sense.
I think the draft was kind of just like defined by Drew getting those reads on Bridget, Zeke, and Bertolt, because I was just like shot in the dark. Like, I think these characters are good, and like someone might play them because they're unique. And that ended up being a bad strategy.
Yeah, let's do one last thing, and then we're gonna get into the main event here. 2 hours in, and we're gonna be at the main event. The Team Kaiju tier list for the Godzilla characters. But before we jump into that, were there any non-team member lists that you guys wanted to have us take a look at, or should we kind of skip this part?
Skip it.
All right. Yeah.
The deck list at this event, like, there were some cool ones, but like Ross said, like the sauce was there's no sauce.
I mean, I was very interested I would even say I was inspired by the order peak. I thought it was cool. I could tell that the Rochester guys had not done a whole lot of testing this year though, because they were missing some cards. Marley's Warriors mainly.
Yeah,
Okay.
Marley's Warriors and Peak is like, I mean, you don't have to flip it turn 2. You can just hold on to it and use it later, and it's the ultimate like push through all the
That's
answers,
literally
especially
like
against
part of
Tyner.
her character. That's like part of her character ability is like playing Marley's Warriors. Is like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, yeah, I agree.
All right, then let's jump into the Reign of Kaiju tier list. We're going to look at every single one of these 15 new characters coming out here this upcoming week. And rather than me just give my takes on these characters, what I wanted to do is each of us is going to grade these characters. Let's see if I can find this here. We're going to be doing this tier list. Each of us is going to grade these characters on a scale of 1 to 10. And then we're going to make a team tier list. So we're going to take all of our thoughts together. I know George had to run. We don't have the full team here, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 11 of us. That's like 60% of the team here. Good enough. And yeah, we're all going to give each character a scale of 1 to 10. And then we're going to S tier to me is a character that's 8.5. If you're 8.5 to 10, that's just incredible.
Can you give us an example of like who's a 2 based in the Worlds format, who's a 5, who's a 8?
Yeah,
Oh,
S
yeah,
tier
okay,
would be
okay.
like the top 5, right? It would be like Deku 6, Mark Tyner, Godzilla, Rodan.
You're saying those decks, the best decks are an 8, not a 10.
No. This is 8.5 to 10. Because we're
Oh,
aggregating,
okay.
we're aggregating everybody's votes here. It's going to be really hard for a character like, you ever see like the
So how do I put it- how do I put
standard
0.5?
deviation statistics? Like, I mean, everybody's going to be
So
hovering
that's because
around
it's
that B
averaging
tier.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be very hard for a character to push out of the B tier, probably. I want everybody to be honest. I don't want you to try and like pull a character towards you. Like if you say, "Oh, I think this character is a little overrated, so I'm going to give a 0." Don't do that. Give your honest rating. Like if you think it's overrated because other people think it's an 8, maybe you think it's overrated, but the character's still a 6. So give us your honest rating. We're going to average everybody's votes out, make our team tier list, and then what I want is for each character, whoever's lowest and whoever's highest, I want you guys to kind of duke it out. Like what are your reasonings for being so far from the average on the team? I don't want to encourage people to go wild with their picks just to get some airtime here, but that's what I kind of want to do is okay, you were low, you were high, why? And then we can all pitch in our thoughts and maybe crown one of the debaters a winner. Okay, so here's the 5 tiers. S tier is 8.5 to 10. A tier is 7 to 8.5. B tier is 5 plus. C tier is 3 to 5. And then if you're under a 3, you're unplayable. That's like Gunhead. You cannot be played seriously. You can't even go to a local seriously. The C tier, like a good player could probably still win locals with, right? But like if you're in the unplayable tier, you should just never, ever, ever touch that character. I don't personally think we're going to have a single unplayable character, and I think we're going to have several S tier characters. I personally think that the characters in this set are absolutely cracked and are going to dominate the meta, but I don't want to influence everything too hard. So let's start with we're going to go by UVS Ultra order. If anybody wants to pull it up here with me, let's go to I don't know how you say this, Anguirus?
Grios? I don't know.
It's like
Angie?
Angie.
Angie, baby.
All right, let's talk about Angie. 6 hand size, 33 health, chaos, earth, and fire. Says your attacks with printed 5 or greater get +1/+2. So this reminds me a lot of like Death Arms, I think it was back in the day, with this exact same ability essentially. This is a static though, so it gets added even if an attack is flashed. And then you get response. After an attack deals damage, add a power token to your stage. This is used on offense and on defense. Angie's probably going to be one of the best characters at farming power tokens. Does get access to like the fire symbol for like Shin Hashogeki, where you can cash in those power tokens to also mean like stun 1 now. for each of them. So there's some tricks here. One of the best power token characters, a little bit basic of a character, just +1/+2 to your attacks with, with your attacks with printed difficulty 5 or greater. So I'm going to withhold from saying any more until we vote. Let me come over here to our Discord server. If you go to the team chat and then to Godzilla characters, I've got a poll for each of these characters. Angie, and I'm just going to say my thoughts out loud, and then I'm going to give you guys like 2 minutes. We currently got 7 votes in the chat. Is everybody with me? Carson, you there?
So we're okay to vote now?
Yeah,
Like,
1
we
second.
can-
All right, James, you
I
there?
don't think we need 2 minutes.
I just voted.
All right, Ross, Eli, you're there. I'm just calling on the people who are muted.
I'm not here.
Dang it! Hey, could you go get Eli for us?
Yeah, I'll go get him.
All right, okay. I got 11 votes. I think that's probably going to be the most that we're working with here. So I'm going to go ahead and give my vote. I think Angie is like upper B tier. I could be too low here, but I'm going to go 6 out of 10. I'm going to submit my vote and let's show the results. Okay, we have 1 vote for 4. We have 4 votes for 5, 3 votes for 6, 1 vote for 7, 2 votes for 8, and we got 1 person who says Angie is S tier and is going with a 9. So we've got somebody saying C tier with a 4, and we got somebody saying S tier with a 9. I respect all of your guys' opinions, so let's hear this one out.
You don't have to lie.
Yeah, are we for real? Are we for real?
Yeah, I'm for real. I am for real.
Hold on.
This is a new player character. What are we doing?
Who chose?
I said that about Godzilla until he won World.
How are you guys seeing who voted for what?
It's like Godzilla.
You can hover over it.
I'm not seeing it. It might be because I'm using Discord for this screen. I'm using it like on my. I'm using
you have
it
to
like
hover
online.
over the word vote. Hover over the word voted, like votes on the right side.
Oh, I see. So the person at 4 is Drew, all right, in his hater mode. And person at 9 is Ryan. Okay, while I tally this up to determine our team rating, who do we want to go first, the hater or the lover?
The lover.
The lover.
All right, the lover. Ryan, give us your Angie sauce. You're saying this character's S tier. That means like dominating Chicago.
Okay, so first and foremost, this is pretty much Godzilla in the sense of the symbols and then also the effect, right? You do get a speed versus the damage, right? The fire symbol upgraded from the water symbol is unbelievable when it comes to being able to add some more stuff to the package. You get the card that you can selectively commit something. You get fiery stare for card draw. You get a bunch of really random stuff. And then you can also still play the chaos symbol, assuming that Walker Dog is still legal, right? You're going to be able to add a ton of damage with all the power tokens that you're getting. You have to play this guy. It loses some of the defensive ability from Godzilla, right? From being able to plus or minus your block. You still get access to City Rampage. I just think that this character is going to be a tier 1 aggro. You're going to build it really high percentage for attacks, and I think like Fiery Stare and stuff like that for card draw. You're gonna, and still with City Rampage and Walk the Dog being legal, I think this character can blow anybody out.
I feel like this character is Death Arms light without the commit.
Dang, power tokens. Yeah, I think you are way undervaluing power tokens. I think that power tokens giving 2 damage selectively when you want and when you know something's going to hit, and this being the best power token generating character is really good. I'm kind of leaning. I mean, Ryan's kind of got me convinced. Drew, tell me why I should hate on Angie.
This guy's gonna get soloed by normalcy. It's a new player character. Like, it's fine.
Can I
like,
give my opinion on this? Can I give my opinion?
All right,
Sure.
Jump in. Are you on the hating side? Because I want to hear the hating side right now.
I did a 7. I'm kind of in the middle.
Okay, give it to us.
I was actually thinking more the angle that having like a deck with half the attacks being throw attacks could actually be really troublesome.
All right, we're
on the
moving
character.
on. We're moving on.
All right,
We're
we're
not talking
moving on.
about
We're moving on.
I do have one thing I want to point out. I do have
Power
one thing I want to
power
point out for
token
this character.
throws are kind of interesting, you know.
All right. We're
Kyle-
moving to Kyle. We're moving to Kyle.
Crown talk. Let Crown talk. Hold
I
on.
will say one thing. This character is probably going to be the best character to play Shin Hashogeki, because that's the one where you get the pop every power token and get a stun 1. So if you're going to have
Oh.
like 10 power tokens, you can just open this and stun them out, and then they just die.
Yep, and then walk the dog, and you win. All right, there we go.
Yeah, nobody will ever play Dr. Ichigaki or
He's mid.
Monogon.
Oh, exactly. This one attack tying this character together. All they have to do is out it, and then you lose.
Yeah.
Easy.
And like,
But that's
the
still
other-
something this deck's got.
Yeah,
This,
I
this
think.
is like worse than Grog in my opinion.
You're gonna look at like
Oh
the
my
deck
God.
building process, and you're gonna be like, "Damn, here's this character, and then there's Godzilla. Let me give up +2 to my checks for more damage." Okay, man.
Yeah, but I think Kyle makes a really good point. Like, as soon as Shin Hashigeki was revealed, I thought anytime there's a repeatable response, that is something that should be like a red flag for this card can be broken. You know, and so at the time, like, it was like, okay, what's the best way we can get 2 damage repeatably, right? And I was looking for like a greater goal character, I think, at the time. But yeah, power tokens is so free. I think that like breaks a broken card, and anytime you have a character that can like uniquely break a broken card, I think that's good. So that's my reasoning for a 6. When we averaged it all out, it came out to a 6.16, which means Angie goes into the B tier. That's kind of what I was mentioning. I think it's going to be hard for characters to break out of the B tier if we're all averaging our votes together. That takes us to our next character. We've got Batra. Let's pull this up. Batra's kind of a complicated one. Like, if we say like Engi is a new character, a new player character, then Batra is sort of the opposite. Batra is 7 hand size, 22 health. Your attack, you can commit Batra to give 2/2 to your attack, or you could commit your Batra to give -2 speed and make your rival commit a foundation. So on defense, you can be forcing your rival to commit 1 plus -2 speed. And then it always has on both turns this response tenacious, commit a foundation after an attack deals damage, ready this card, and seal 1 rival foundation. So there is just a ton going on with this character. Sometimes 2/2, sometimes -2 speed and commit 1. We can always commit 1 after an attack deals damage, ready it, and seal a rival foundation. There's a lot going on here. Before I talk too much, let's go to the votes, and then let's see what everybody goes. So we got 7 votes in currently. Let's get up to 11 votes, and then I'll cast my vote, and let's see where we are as a team.
Why am I always the lowest?
Wait, we haven't looked yet. Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
Because he thinks 5 characters are playable in this game.
That's true, actually.
If you're not first, you're last.
I forgot to say
Drew
that
to
on
tell me
the.
what Zeke 1 does. That's what I need him to do right now. Tell me what Zeke 1 does.
To be fair, Drew, I would have voted one entire number lower, but I think that this character can string up pretty well.
Wait.
Like
Before you
right
give your
attack.
reasoning, I want to cast my vote. I
This is like Cart Titan.
actually really have to think of that.
I mean,
oh my
it is
gosh,
pretty
Cart.
close to Cart Titan.
Drew, I forgot to say earlier on the team trophies that you were like the team bully. Like, that's your team trophy. you call like everybody's decks cope, and then you're like, everybody should be playing these 2 decks, or they're just not serious. And to be fair, you've been right, but
Whoa.
I mean, you've been like mostly right? Like the Godzilla Deku was like a good call for this last event. The Air Reagan, right, was a good call. So like, it's nice to have, we need the team bully here. I shouldn't say team bully. I should say team
Enforcer.
Yeah, lead enforcer. That sounds better. Because it's a needed role, and it's a one that we didn't have before you got here. Okay, attack it's 2/2. We can commit 1 to ready and seal. What's going to hold me back on this character is that after an attack deals damage. So like you don't even get to seal on offense until after an attack has dealt damage. Like I almost kind of wish that rewarded blocking, because on offense you really want to punish your rival when they're blocking you, and on defense you want to reward your own blocking. So the fact that the response says after an attack deals damage and not after an attack is blocked, I'm gonna take this character, and I still think the character is pretty strong. I'm gonna go 6. I'm gonna go B tier. All right, we're looking at the results. We got 1 vote for 4. I suppose that's Drew again. And we got 3 votes for 8. So this time we got Will, Carson, and Eli. Okay, you 3, gang up on Drew. Tell us why this character is awesome.
I guess I'll start because I couldn't put him in S tier because after how Rodan just didn't really perform day 2 and 3 at Worlds, it's hard to put like a 7-hand size kind of control character up there. But I think people are underestimating the amount of utility this guy can have if you needed to. Like you can play the second enhance on your own attack to commit their last essential piece, and then get like a stat reset or speed elsewhere. And the targeted seal on your opponent's turn during like when they're trying to kill you, say they're Rodan with Science Bros. If he doesn't have Science Bros, his damage output goes through the floor. Stuff like that, I think will be really, really good. And like 2/2 as like a repeatable enhance and seal their defensive pieces on top of it is a very good combination. If he can live, I think he'll do well.
All right,
Yeah,
You go ahead.
I had something similar. It was actually funny. I originally voted as like a 6 or a 7, and I kept on reading him, and I kept on moving him up to like 9, and then I reread he has to take damage. I moved him down to 8, but like I'm a sucker for characters that can run Smell My Fingers, aka Forceful Negotiator. I think like it's gonna be kind of annoying attacking him, and here's the thing: Rodan doesn't. Like Rodan just kind of sits there and blocks.
What?
But
Wait,
this character,
wait. You're saying this character can run Forceful Negotiator? Oh yeah, 8 for sure.
Yeah.
That's A tier.
But what's it called? He's like disruptive, unlike Rodan, but like obviously Rodan is blocking way, way better.
Yeah, the thing of like being a 7-hander that says if you poke me, I'm gonna make you pay for it, kind of like Pumat does. Of like, I think that's a pretty strong place to be. Give you time to set up and then make the wall.
All right, Drew,
David,
tell us why this is Cart Titan.
I want to ask you a question, a simple question, David. Is commit 1 a cost? Is that a real cost?
Yeah, commit 1 is definitely a real cost.
Okay, well, not maybe on turn 2 it is, but like this guy doesn't scale at all. Like giving 2/2 to like 1 move unless your opponent doesn't care is like a joke. I'm saying against your opponent, like his ability doesn't do anything at a certain point. Like he's just not doing anything special to me. He's just like he's gonna be very hard to kill on turn 2, and that's great. But like, you know.
Wait, if you're saying
How's he gonna
commit,
win?
if you're saying commit a foundation is not a cost, that's good. I'm saying commit a
No,
foundation is
I'm
a
saying,
cost.
I'm saying if I'm playing an attack and my opponent makes me commit 1 foundation, that's not a cost. Like I don't care. I'm happy to commit 1. It's not a big deal. It's like Breaker 1.
Yeah, you were saying earlier, like you were testing several games actually right before this stream, and I joined for a little bit, and you said like Breaker 1 is flavor text.
Yeah, his characters commit for Breaker 1, right? Like that's what it is.
I think I'm
not in on that guy.
I don't know. I think that's looking about it the wrong way. It's
He's got good offense.
he gets Breaker 1 in addition to a defensive ability. So he -2 speed is the main part, but he also gets they commit 1, and he also has 2 walk the dog symbols. Just saying.
Can I give a 2-second take?
All right.
I think 6 for me was the highest he could go, only because he has to take damage to actually do something defensive, and I thought that was a really bad mix. I think this was a 6-hander with like more health would be better.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
If you have to take a 10 damage move just to like stand up and do a cool thing again, you're just gonna die because you're a 7-hand.
I mean, you can half block, but like still, it's like kind of crazy.
Okay, so I added everybody's scores, and Batra actually outscored Angie by just a little bit for a 6.33. Still B tier. So we have yet to see an A tier character yet or a C tier character. You know, these are perfectly fine local championship characters. Up next, we got Biolante. Now, this is a very unique character here that sort of breaks the game, but is a 5-hander. So 5-hand size, 36 health. Once per turn, you can add a card from your hand to your card pool face down. So you're a 5-hander, you're losing a card from your hand, and you're giving +1 difficulty, right? And then you can add a card from your discard pile to your hand, any card you want, and you can spend a momentum to add another card from your discard pile to your hand. So you're going to be very consistent at seeing pieces that you need, and then you get to be a pseudo 6-hander and see 2 of the best pieces if you spend a momentum. And then we get this enhance. This attack gets +1 or -1 damage for each face down card in all players' card pools. And there is no cap on this. So this could get pretty crazy, but it's going to be very difficult to make crazy because you have to be swarming these face down cards. But +1 or -1 damage. So good offense, good defense. That's Biolante. There's people in the community all over on this character. Let's get into the. I'll give you guys 2 minutes to cast your ballots here. We're already at 8 votes. When I see 11, I'll vote for mine. We're at 9. We're at 10. Do I see an 11? Who's our straggler here?
The biggest issue.
Okay, we got an 11. Wait. Before you say it, I'm going to cast my vote. I think this character's a 9. I don't think it's quite a 10 because of 5-hander, but I think this character breaks the game fundamentally. I'm worried about I'm going to be honest. I'm very worried about a couple of these characters in Godzilla. I worry that they're pushing the game too much and they're going to be too game breaking. And like, we're all excited for them now, but that in 3 weeks, we're going to be complaining about them. And I think Biolante is one of those characters I'm worried about because of the breaking the game of adding any card that you want in your discard pile to your hand and the uncapped damage on both sides. So I'm going to 9 here. I'm going to cast my vote. We got 1 vote for a 10. We got Ross at a 10. We got TC at a 4. Okay, so Drew, give me your piece, and then I'm going to let Ross and TC duke it out.
What I was going to say is the most problematic thing that Ross showed me earlier today is this guy's ultra rare throw is so good. It's like one of the best attacks like for a character possibly in the set.
Can you give me the name of that throw so I can go pull it up here for the viewers?
Yeah.
Ross, you might know it. You were playing it against me.
I actually could not tell you the name.
Okay, it's called growing. It's called growing grasp.
EX3.
Yeah, growing grasp.
More progressive.
3 low 4 face down cards do not count towards progressive. This attack gets +X damage. X equals the number of cards in all card pools face up or face down, and then you can add Biolante's damage on top of that, and then it has EX3 on top of that. So you're saying, Drew, that this is the card that kind of unlocks the character?
This card is unbelievably broken.
I can see that. Yeah.
Okay, so Ross, let's give you your chance. You voted a perfect 10 out of 10 on Biolante. That means like top 5 character in the game. Give us your piece on it.
So this guy reads like a retro character, or I don't know what the gender of Biolante is, but they read like a retro character to me. Like they're doing a billion unfair things, right? They've got damage buff, they've got damage reduction. They get to tutor on both turns. You can play throws, you can play tension to tutor 2 cards. It's crazy. I played like one test game with Drew before this, and it just felt insanely powerful with things like you're looping referee juries. You can go pick up deflect 8 from your discard pile on defense. You could put a face down referee jury in your card pool on your turn, and to go pick up a loop the loop to add the jury back to your hand at the end of the turn. And there's too many things now that there's too much synergies with things that ignore face downs in the card pool that you could form an entire attack package around that. And like Expression of Friendship is a crazy card to be able to help pass your checks. It just felt very, very strong, and I'm sure it's going to be very annoying to play against.
Yeah, referee jury is kind of crazy that you can just pick it up from your discard pile. Now you play it, take their damage down to 4. Then you enhance to take their damage even down further. Then you get to flip referee jury to even further your damage reduction. That's just that's like Byakko on steroids.
You can tutor Acidic Sludge from your discard pile to go tutor 2 more cards. Like it's just, I think this character will get errated at some point. I don't really see a path.
Okay, TC is completely of the opposite mind. TC said C tier. He said C tier. You're the only one. You are totally on an island out here, TC.
Yeah. Okay.
Give us some sort of justification.
The not knowing any of the cards he could run, right? I'm just reading the character. I don't know any of the cards he can run. I would change my vote to a 6, knowing these other cards. And I think that 6 would be for me fair because he's a 5-hander, and that's the only reason. I think 36 health is fake. It's not like real. A lot of people can do 36 health really fast. This character being a 5-hander really slows down like his ability to play the game and progress, right? You're just hoping you see the cards in the discard pile as soon as you can. So I think that having a really strong effect is balanced by having a 5-hander, but I think the game is still too fast where it's not justifiable to go past 6 for me. So I did do 4 before I knew about his other cards. I do agree that the throw attack is very strong, and that our combos Ross talked about are also very good. But I also think the moment the normalcy is really good against the 1 throw attack, so not gonna lie.
Yeah, if Drew can use moment of normalcy as like a reason just to totally off Angie, then you could do it here too, right?
No, the difference is that he uses the momentum so efficiently. So like even if
Yeah.
he's back, it's like 2 juries for the next turn.
But with tension attacks, he's actually kind of like a 7-hander. You just pick up 2 foundations and play them, right? Is the idea, but still, I think 6 is where I'd be. Can I change the vote here really quick?
All right, I'll change. I'll change.
Okay?
I'll accept your vote change to 6. So basically, what I hear you saying is that since you're a 5-hander, even though you get to pull things from your discard pile,
I changed it. There we go.
But you're saying that since you're a 5-hander, even though you get to pull from your discard pile, I guess you're saying that in the early turns, your discard pile is not going to be full enough to like have
I'm
the
saying
things
like
that
as
you
a
want.
5-hander. Yeah, like I played a lot of this game as a 5-hander. Like I do understand how much it hurts to be a 5-hander in the early game, and I don't think that this character is doing enough. If you survive for 2 turns and have a lot of health still, yes, I think you're one of the best characters in the game suddenly. But you have to get over that first couple turns, I think.
Okay, so let's add in. All right, TC, you changed your vote to 6. Let me do the math here real quick. We got 3 6s. We got 4 8s. We got 4 9s. And we got 1 10. That is going to be divided by 12. That gives us an 8. Which is going to be our first A tier character, but not quite breaking into S tier. Very, very close. Remember, S tier, you have to be 8.5. If the whole team agrees that you're S tier, then this character is fundamentally broken. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have a single S tier. I think some of these characters are S tier, but it's going to be
we will. Don't
it's
worry.
going to be difficult for the team to all coalesce on it. So Biolante A tier, this makes sense to me. Scored a perfect 8. From the team.
There's gonna be no one in S tier, bro.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, someone's gonna vote. Someone's getting a 4 vote.
All right, this takes us to Burning Godzilla. 6-hander, 32 health on Fire, Earth, and Void. We get enhance your attack, mill 4. Your attack with printed difficulty 5 or greater gets +1 damage for every 5 cards in your discard pile, no cap. So if you are playing 100 plus card deck, this could pretty easily get to 6, 7, 8 damage on everything. It doesn't say on non-throw attacks. And there's no cap. So like we're seeing like the power level of just this set go up a little bit, right? Like there's these typical like guardrails that aren't being put on characters this set. Enhance once per game, remove up to 2 cards from each player's card pool, only playable if you have 15 or less health. So on defense, you could just remove your rival's attack from the game, right? If you're under 15, hey, I'm just going to remove it and drop the attack. If you're on offense, you could remove the 2 and keep stringing with the progressive difficulty. And over time, you give massive damage, but when you cycle, you lose some of that damage. Okay, so that's the character Burning Godzilla. Y'all toss your votes in, and then I'll give my thoughts and give my vote here. We're at 8 votes. When we get to 11, I'll cast my vote. Okay, I'll give my early thoughts here. I think this character is quite good. I think that getting that like, hey, I'm just going to remove your attack from the game, and I'm going to take 2 off my progressive to block. I think that's a very, very powerful once per game defensive ability. And then just the fact that you're adding crazy amounts of damage. The downside to the character is you don't really have that turn 2 power because you're not able to just throw on 6 or 7 damage early. But I was a big Todoroki 1 player back in the day. Carson was too here on this group chat. And so I know the power of the scaling damage enhance. And I think that the once per game removal of a rival's attack is very good. I think I'm probably going a little too high here, but I'm going to go 8. All right, so I am the highest in the team. We got 2 votes for 8. I've got Kyle here with me though, and then we've got 3 votes here down at 4. We got George, world champion. It says one other for me. Who's the other? Oh, we got Eli and we got Tom. Okay, Kyle, take it away. Give me some more backup. Why is this character good?
I think just scaling, like we've seen how good just having big damage numbers does. Like that's like one of Godzilla's main strength. That's like why Nagoriyuki is so good. Obviously, limited to 5 diffs is a hassle, but he's on city rampage symbols. And also he's on good symbols to play some defense. Like he has void. So you can set up for a longer game to get that giant discard pile that you can just start throwing haymakers at him. And I think he can, if you play set up a defense deck, I think he can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Let's hear the other side. Okay, we got Eli, Tom, George. George isn't here, but is Tom here? No, he left, but he still voted for us. So Eli, you're the only one of the haters here.
So my thing is why we have to look at the other characters that this is competing with. So we're gonna look at Godzilla and Nagoriyuki. What does this character do better than them? It's usually a turn slower. I don't think the once per game is gonna matter enough. It's just I don't think the character does enough. It's too slow to actually play aggressive. And when you can just play Godzilla and just do the same thing but a turn faster.
My argument is that all Fire just lost all the Bing Bong cards, right? If this character had death, sign me up. but that's what I think it's missing. It's missing the death symbol.
I will say one thing that's funny about this really quick, dude. That enhance, that is kind of unique a little bit. That enhance, defensively, if you have to use it, cancels your opponent's attack hilariously.
That's why I think it's so good. I'm with Kyle. Void symbol, and you get Cape of No Return on your face, and you're adding all this damage. But yeah,
I agree.
Ryan made the best point to me that you're missing the mill cards. You're just milling to mill, and you're not actually getting the bonus effects.
Well, here's the thing. You're kind of forced on Earth, and I think Earth is kind of a bad symbol, because the other symbols aren't supporting an all 5 diff package.
I don't know. I think Void's got some good ones. You sure?
Ice Sword Execution. Walk the dog.
No, you aren't.
I want to hear you name some good ones on Void.
I was thinking mainly just Ice Sword was enough.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Well, also, that isn't even my point. It's that you can play all the 5 diffs you want, but Fire and Void don't have a way to make you pass the checks.
Yeah.
Whereas Earth has the obvious one is Rampage, but there's the Potemkin 3 diff that you in Benimaru.
Yeah, the Walking Fortress. Well,
yeah,
I'm upset at you guys. I'm upset at you guys because I added it up and we got a 5.75. So this is the lowest rated character so far. We're putting it below Angie.
Yeah,
I think he is better.
Angie's better.
Yeah. What do I know? The team never listens to me. Okay, my self-pity's done. Let's go to Destroya.
The character gets heat tackle. Oh.
Dave, if you weren't listening to us, you would have played a Mirio at every event this year.
Yeah, I was gonna play Mill Mirio. Okay, we got Destroya up next. 6-hander, 33 life. Static, at the beginning of your combat phase, add 2 destroy counters to this card. So that happens even turn 1. So by turn 3, you'll have 6 destroy counters. Enhance, remove a destroy counter. This attack gets +2 or -3 speed. Enhance, remove 6 destroy counters. You have to wait 3 turns. Destroy 2 rival non-character cards. That can be tokens, that can be assets, that can be backups, foundations. You get to pick. But you're going to have to wait like 3 turns, and that's assuming that you don't use your counters for the +2 or -3 speed. All right, that's Destroya. As soon as you guys get to 11 votes, I'll give my take on it and give my vote. We're at 4 votes. Let them come in. Let them come in. Okay. What's your question, TC?
Oh my god, some of these votes are crazy.
If,
okay, wait.
If the if the character gets sealed, do the counters go away?
No.
No.
Okay, I never asked that question. Okay.
I will offer anyone who brings this character to a regional $1. You walk up to me, I'll give you $1. This character.
Are you?
Wait.
You're
Don't give
insane.
We're still waiting on votes. We're at 8 votes. I'm waiting for 3 more votes. Are we losing team members here? Ross, Will, are you with us? James, you with us?
I think we're all thinking.
We're on the Drew. Me and you, we know.
Carson, you with us?
Yeah, because anyone who's played
I voted.
Titan knows that this symbol spread's not bad.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, I'll give my take here. Okay, we're at 9 votes. I think we lost a couple team members here, but we're at 9 votes. That's good enough. I'll give my take here. I think this character sucks. I think that you're removing your counters for +2 or -3 speed. Like, you have to build up to do anything, and then you're constantly losing just to stay alive, and like you're not doing anything on the early turns. Yeah, I think this character is actually unplayable.
Wow.
I'm going 2. Okay, we got 3 votes for 1. 3 votes for 1. We got people more upset at this character than me, and then we got Will up here at a 7. Okay, Will, you got Destroya at a 7. Give us the take.
He's a Dirtle character.
I think he'll be, like Drew said, a bit of a Dirtle character, but I think he'll be setting up to do one big turn, and that's why I put him at like a 7 or not any higher. Is just like any character that sets up to do one big turn, I think he'll do it very well. Because you guaranteed always have 2 answers to their best things on board. But that leaves you open to cards from hand. And having that symbol spread, there's a lot of good cards and attacks on those symbols that either they generate more attacks or they play from discard or they get you more attacks, whatever. And I think it'll be very, very easy for him to set up a big string by that turn 3-4. He does have a couple cards that can gain him more counters, but not super efficiently. I think there will be people to play this guy, but I don't know. He won't be like a terror of the meta or anything.
This is like a Irwin's Charge Tri-Gravity Beam angle.
Yeah, I think you're going to end up using all of your counters to either stay alive or set up your kill turn, and then you'll be completely dependent on your attacks to kill, which there are on Death and Life. There are crazy attacks to do that with, but it depends what the meta's looking like at the time.
Well, he gets to play his Ultra the best, right?
Yes.
Oxygen
that is
Destroyer,
a big takeaway.
Yes. Well, I think
That
this
was
character is
pretty
the ultimate debuild character. If you want to put your character to 0 foundations, you play this character, right? You get Chomp. You get his 5 diff you are to destroy foundation. You get Earthbreaker, Mikasa's Fatal Cleave, a bunch of other foundations that say once you destroy, they destroy. I think you can catch somebody lacking and get them down to basically next to nothing foundations, and then pop off.
Okay, we got our ones.
You can play like 4 fighting for control, 4 Keiko's Age. You just got yourself two more tokens. You know,
Oxygen Destroyer is messed up on this character, though.
Yeah, you guys are right. If we're going like I'm just gonna live until turn 6 angle, like I'm just gonna play Sung Jin Woo on life or death.
I think this guy, if he doesn't kill you on turn 3 or 4, his game plan's over. He goes next game.
Yeah.
Dude, but he will have one of the best turn 3/4s in the game because you just won't have answers on board. You have to block with 2 less foundations than you were planning on.
This is like the worst character I've read in a long time. I'd rather bring Bearded Titan to an event. Like,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You build a Bearded Titan list,
brutal.
I'll build this guy and I'll money match you for $50.
Next week, money match.
Eli,
I'll
you
think
taking him
about
up? You taking him up?
It's gonna be streamed, right?
I'm broke right
Content.
now is the problem.
Wait, but
Dang.
That's why you
Give me
should
my-
do it.
wait,
Give me my
wait. Eli, if you're broke right now and you're being offered $50, you should take it.
See, here's the problem.
Guaranteed.
The last
gonna
time
get
I
your
played
gab, yeah.
Bearded Titan for stakes, it wasn't very good.
So maybe it's not as good as you thought.
But here's the problem with this character is like, literally the only reason you play him is because he has two good symbols. He has death and life. Like everything
pretty
described, you can
Hey,
just
don't
play
disrespect
other
Water.
characters. He has, bro. Water is doing jack squat right now.
Hey, he's
Like-
got Keiko's aids, fighting for truth,
I
fleeing
know. but
danger. It's
How
over.
many death characters are there that our team literally brought Smiling Titan to an event and like didn't do anything with it.
Sorry.
Like Hydron is in the game right now. He doesn't do anything, and he has another better symbol, and I think better text. Like, sure, if we can wait
I
3
don't think
turns,
Hydron's bad, by the way.
he's like whatever. You can't wait like 3 or 4 turns to actually have a strong effect.
I think 3 turns is fair. 3 turns is like the limit.
Like, well, 3 or 4
Yeah,
turns.
Deku is
Any time
unplayable. You're
before
right.
that- No. Any turn before 3 or 4, like turn 3 or 4, the symbol does jack squat.
Okay, who are the other haters? Who's gonna back Eli up? We had 2 other haters. We had James. Oh, and we had
Here.
George. James. Yeah, you're here. Give us your Destroyer 1 take.
He's just way too slow, and all of his game counter stuff are pretty bad, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
I just feel like he's just way too slow to do anything significant in the current meta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if he has to spend a counter to reduce speed at all, he's basically not going to blow up anything up till like turn 4. And that's too slow.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, if there was like a ultra rare that said like add 6 Destroyer counters, it'd be like, oh, that's pretty good.
I
But
was about to say, if you do whiff also, that's another 3 turns you're going to have to wait to do something significant again. Assuming you don't have to spend any counters.
all right,
Don't worry.
adding everything up, Destroyer gets a 3.8 from the team, going to C tier, but not quite unplayable tier. So Drew and
think
Will
that's
keeping them out of the unplayable, but yeah, going to the C tier. Okay, now we got Gigan, I think is what his name is. Let's go check him. Yeah, you get to remove the top card, 6 hand size, 31 health. Remove the top card of your deck. Your attack gets 2 damage. If the removed card was an attack, your attack gets 2 speed. Response: after an attack deals damage, draw 1 card. If your rival's health is 15 or greater, discard 1 card. So you always get the 2 damage for removing a card. If it's an attack, then you get 2/2, similar to Batra. After an attack deals damage, you get to draw a card, so you're like a fake 6-hander. After an attack deals damage, that works on offense and on defense. And then it says if your rival's health is 15 or greater, discard a card. So early, you're card filtering, and then later on, you're card drawing. Okay, so that is Gigan. I'll wait for your guys' votes, and then I'll give my take here. Okay, we're at
Does
7
anyone know
votes.
Gigan's cards really quick? Does anyone know Gigan's cards really quick? 'Cause I don't know what cards he has to help his kid.
He has Science Bros. That's all you need to know.
Science Bros in the air symbol.
All right. I'll stick with my vote here then.
And he gets Supersonic Flight, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so we are at 10 votes. I'm going to go... It's interesting. Like 2/2 is not bad, but most of the time it's just going to be 2 damage. After an attack deals damage, you get to filter. The rival's health is 15 or greater. That's a little bit feels good territory, there, because you're just like, you're always imagining that happening, and you're just getting to draw the card. I do think like filtering is like really good on defense, especially. I'm going to go like 5. I'm going to be honest. I know a lot of people are like excited about this character, but I'm going to go 5. Okay, we got one person at 4. We got Drew, still in his hater era. And then we got Eli and George. We got world champion George saying 9 out of 10 S tier. Eli, you're the biggest lover here. Give us why Gigan is awesome and S tier.
So the very short answer is that 3 of the players I respect most, Hayden, Marvin, and George all think he's really, really good. But looking deeper, character gives like at least 2 damage, often 2 speed also on face, and the removed synergies are really, really good. On Evil, you get the incubating Science Bros thing that we saw Rodan doing. But I'm just a very big believer of almost any character that says they draw a bunch of cards on face. It's not going to be that hard to make attacks connect in most matchups.
Imagine getting little broed here, Drew. That's insane.
I don't think I got little bro, did I?
Drew, tell us why you're a 4 out of 10 here.
I mean, I feel like the draw one, discard one effect is like fine. The Science Bros angle is really good, but when you don't have Science Bros, you just don't do anything.
I think you still do things without Science Bros. Like
if your character was just said +2 damage static and nothing else, like.
Well, that's not what it says though.
Yeah, but you don't control if your attack's going to deal damage or not on your turn, only on your opponent's turn.
Well, that's true, but like there's synergy with removing cards that's there.
Yeah, like maybe there's cards I don't know about, but to me this is like until you get like Science Bros, you're just chilling.
Yeah, Science Bros is kind of whatever.
I am so with Drew here. It's the ultimate like feels good angle. Like I'm adding damage and I'm hoping my moves deal damage. But the speed is like intermittent. Let's say like 1/3 of the time on average you're getting the speed. That's like plus 0.75 speed per attack, or I guess it's 0.67. I don't know, like 0.7 speed per attack, right? You're not going to be dealing damage that much.
This character's an aggro character. You have to play super aggro, otherwise you can't play it.
Yeah, the people who said they like this character are the same people who are going to play tight 64 Science Bros. Yeah, like
you get Team Hero 15 and Queen of the Monsters. I think it's very realistic to have Science Bros on board most of the time.
Fair. Yeah, that's Queen of the Monsters is a card of all time, right?
What is Queen of the Monsters? I'm going to go look up this card right now. I have no idea
what you guys are talking one of the best cards in this set.
The URs are just insane in this set. They're like so good.
But that being said, I did still only give him a 6. So.
This guy can have both reversal symbols. Does he have?
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Yes.
Oh, it's probably pretty good.
Okay, that's not too bad.
I will say this card Gigan is like very Ryu coded almost, because Ryu did pretty well at Worlds, just giving 2 damage and drawing some cards. He just had a good attack package to make it all work. So if Gigan can find one, I think he can get stuff done.
And my spread is really interesting. Players I have really like a lot of faith in are saying they're going to play the deck, so I think the deck will do well.
I think its biggest weakness is that it has to be an early game deck, to be honest.
See, that's your biggest weakness, Eli. Is you're thinking with other people's brains and not your brain.
No, I read the character the first time and I was like,
"You're the little bro."
You guys know I don't often think this way.
All right, that brings us. I'm averaging everything out. That brings us to a 6.4545, which I think is better than Batra. I think Batra was 6.3. So that's going to be our highest B-rated character so far, but didn't quite push it into the A tier. All right, we're 6 in. We've got 9 characters left to go. Shin Godzilla. Let me go pull this one up for us. We've got 7-hander with 23 health, response tenacious. After one or more rival foundations are destroyed by your effect, gain 1 health, and add 1 power token to your stage. So similar to Engi, very good power token generator character. And you can sort of, I don't know how big that gain 1 health is, but maybe that makes you like a 30 health 7-hander. Enhance. This attack gets +2 damage, both sides, right? If it deals damage, you may commit this card. If you do, your rival sacrifices a foundation. So all of your attacks effectively get that 2 damage, and then whenever one of your attacks does deal damage, you can commit it to have your rival sacrifice 1, which is going to give you a power token and help you gain a health. So that is Shin Godzilla. I'll let the votes come in, and then I'll come in and give my correct take here. Okay, we got 6 votes so far. I'm gonna need to see some more here. Throw in your votes. This one's kind of a difficult character to jump straight into, but
I just changed my vote when I realized the symbols.
Yeah, he does have the death symbol.
Well,
Death, life, and
he gets
death, life, and
check.
chaos. Yeah, he's hold on, I got like
He has
The
like
Holy
the
Trinity?
4 check symbols.
The Holy Trinity 4 check.
He does.
Okay, we're at 9.
He
We're
gets
at 9
knockdown
votes.
blow.
Yeah,
Hold
you're
on,
right,
I'm
you're
gonna
right.
He
reload
has
my.
the 10D2 symbols, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly. If
I'll
you get
upgrade.
knockdown blow, you're automatically like a good character.
Give it a 4.
I just think it's cool how this character is a 7-hander, because its effect feels like it should be like a less-hander, more health, but no. This is an aggro, crazy aggro.
All right, I am going to come in, and yeah, I think this character is. I'm hovering between an 8 and a 9 personally. A 9, I suppose, is S tier, and I want to go 9 because I want to pull our team number higher, but I also need to give my honest take, and I think my honest take is an 8. So when I vote an 8, we did have one person brave enough to vote 9. That was Will. And we've got one person down here at 4, and that's Carson. Let's start with you, Will. Give us the take here.
I think this is going to be one of the most win more characters we've had in a long time. That like if they win the die roll or you have bad luck going first, they're just going to crush you every single time. You'll get to a place where like you're losing so many foundations and you need to poke them to try and stay in the game, and then they're going to capitalize on that by hitting you with some random move with a bunch of power tokens added on top of it. So I think that the game plan will be very succinct. It'll just be a matter of if people can find the right combination of cards to do it.
Yeah, I'm very much of your opinion. Like I almost voted the 9. Patrick, if he was here, he would be voting about a 9 or 8 with me. He's very, very high on this character. He's been playing some test games with his deck build, and he's like David, I'm getting to like 10 power tokens so early in the game. And then the power tokens are so like they have so much utility of like when you and they get you around resets, and they just add this massive damage, and then you get to play like a 26 health 7-hander. Yeah, I'm very, very high on him. I do see what you're saying though. You can go down easy early if things don't go your way. If things do go your way, you can just pull way ahead of your rival. So I do see what you're saying about like the win more angle. We've got here one vote here at 4 though, and that's Carson. Carson, give it. Tell us why.
I'm not seeing the vision. I mean, he just makes him sacrifice one, but he's a 7-hander with no defense. It's just sus to me.
Yeah, on life and death.
I'd be a little bit more
yeah.
inclined if he selectively got the destroy one foundation, but
Yeah, that I see that because they just sacrifice their worst one, and then it's like
yeah, if they
there's nothing that
sacrifice
re-readies him, is there?
Yeah.
So like he just gets to do that once, and that's really it. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
I think like just the ascended 4-check symbols are doing a lot of work for me in my mind, because those decks like running a lot of D-build anyways.
Yeah, maybe I gotta see I gotta see a deck with all the D-build stuff, but I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it's like the one that you destroy for his ability isn't selective, but it's after you've played a bunch of other D-build. So it's like in aggregate and like a sum total, it makes a huge difference. But like at first read, I don't think it seems that strong.
Yeah, I don't know like any of the cards gonna say.
Is your first thought 4-checks, Will, when you see this?
I think he could do 4 checks, but it's like then you're playing more into the power of the four-checks, which is like you're open up to like getting Nonagon and filled without really bad. But if I think he'll just be better in like a play a string until you can tell pretty much they're not going to be able to walk, and then just dump all your power tokens onto it. It's going to be the easier way to kill people with him.
Yeah, there's like a Tri-Gravity Beam with power tokens deck that's just going to be so annoying.
Yeah, I think I think power tokens are just way better than like people are initially reading on them, and this character to me is going to be the best one. I think it's a little better than Angie, in my opinion. I think that yes, he only forces his rival to sacrifice one on his face, but he's a 7-hander with access to a lot of debuilt stuff. So I think that's needs to get baked into it a little bit. Let me see. Let's add in our scores and see what the team gives this character. We had 1-9, we had 8, we had 4 8s, a 7. My computer keeps freezing on like showing. We're just gonna.
He's just
looking at
he's
George
like
here.
big bro Reiner 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Reiner 1 is like already like very good in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Like big bro version is kind of good.
Yeah, Sheen is going to the top of the B tier for us. It got a 6.7, so a little better than Gigan. So close to getting into that A tier, but it's going to be top of the B tier for the team. That takes us to a character that's been getting a lot of chatter and causing a lot of debate, and that is Godzilla, Titan of Terror. 6 hand size, 28 health on Earth, Fire, and Water. We've got response. Okay, I'll start with the form. Form, once per turn, play a card with printed difficulty 5 from your discard pile as your next form. No checks necessary. You can do this late. You can start out and just slam a city rampage. You can do this late in the turn. You can play things like Hunter's Ally and then just also build in an ally card. You could use this with like Genghis Frog, or just, whatever your best 5 difficulty attack is. Channel energy, clear your card pool, give it a ton of damage. Response, after you play a card with printed difficulty 5 or greater, add 1 power token to your stage. If this is the second time or greater you've played this ability this turn, commit this card. So most of the time you can play this on offense and on defense, so maybe you're getting 1 to 2 power tokens per turn cycle. But it's really all about this form ability. We're sort of breaking game mechanics here with just, hey, play a 5 diff, no checks necessary, just get around Mark Tyner, things like that. So I'm going to wait for you guys' votes to come in. We're at 8 votes. I'll go ahead and give mine. I think that this character is very, very high chance of being banned. You have to be very careful with what you're designing for this character. I mean, I'm just going to go 10. I struggle like thinking of like a better design than just like, oh yeah, you're a 7-hander with 28 health and you just play it for free. At the end of an attack string, at the beginning, you're just playing it for free. So I'm going 10 here. It looks like I got 6 of you guys with me, and our lowest person says 8. And so our lowest at 8 is Drew and Will, and then at 7, I'm joined by pretty much the rest of the team. Anybody want to jump in here on why this is a 10 out of 10?
This is all gonna come down to a ban list for this character. If somehow City Rampage survives, which based on this past weekend it shouldn't, then this character is going to be insano. But if it's banned, it's going to probably take a step back, but it's still going to be really good.
Do you think City Rampage is really the best thing for this character to be doing? I kind of feel like there's better. I like
it's just the fact that it has the option to do it. It's just the fact that it has the option to do it, right? You don't have to do it.
That channel energy, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, channel energy is so crazy good with this character.
Yeah.
I was actually I was talking about this earlier. I'm glad you said that, David. Like, this character reads so good. I don't even think you need Rampage, because like, you ask yourself what is like this character uniquely doing? Oh, I'm getting a free attack every turn. What is Rampage doing? It's making it so you can play free attacks, right? So like, you don't particularly even need Rampage in this deck, I think.
You also
don't even have to run
play
all 5
only.
No?
I mean, this makes it so you can literally run 2 copies of it and be totally fine and have it as an option. If your hand's all angry, then yeah, you're a City Rampage, right?
Kinda. I mean, I think even with an angry hand, I think at the end of a string, I'd rather have a free 5 diff than playing a Rampage.
Yeah,
'Cause there's
I
some
think
messed
that
up
like
5 diff.
you could go really stun heavy here, where you get Shin Hashigeki to cash in your power tokens to stun him out. You know, I mean, start out with like an Ice Sword execution, go into a Shin Hashigeki. I think you could go ally heavy, and you could play the Hunter's ally, build in. You know, you're getting a free Hunter's ally and now a free any ally you want. Um, those were two like initial ideas I had, but I think there's just so many different ways you can take this character. It's going to be broken in all of them.
What I like about it too is that you're not locked into the 5s, right? You just can only play a 5 for free, and you get the responses for a 5 diff. But your deck can include 4 diffs, like no problem, or like whatever other attacks as well. So
Yeah.
there's like a lot of versatility with this. Yeah,
think there's-
728, 7-hander with 28 health is insane. Can't believe that they printed it like that. It should be like a 5-hander with like 30 health. That's crazy character.
Even if he's a fake 6-hander, he still should be like 25, like crappy like old 6-handers used to be like Uwabami and stuff. But there's even like other builds that you could make this like a manipulation of Zeke Yeager deck where you're just using him to set up a bunch of them so that you get like 3 mills and find attacks every attack. It's insane and just be crazy like that.
So I'm adding all of our scores up together. We've got a 9.45 for our first S tier character. We're all pretty much in agreement here. Probably, I mean, do you guys think banned after Chicago? Like before we even get to the second, like before we get to Vegas, you think banned?
I think it depends if City Rampage is banned or not.
Or errata?
I still
Errata?
think it's around City Rampage.
I don't think a lot of people are gonna play it.
You don't think a lot of people are gonna play Titan of Terror?
But I mean, I think it's so obviously easy to play that it doesn't inspire as much as some of the other characters.
I think you're I
The
think you're
floor
crazy
is
because
so
I think people love not having to play that control check. Like the control check is a serious source of stress in like universe. Like when you think of like what causes you the most stress when you're playing a universes game? Well, it's when you check a 3 to like win the game. And so this guy like's going to make people feel really good, but he's actually still real good.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I'm saying he's like such a high floor deck that it's like, it's not as hard. And so I think people I don't know. I don't know if the best players will either be like, okay, I'm just gonna combo this out, the best 5 diff, whatever. But I feel like in our game, a lot of people don't like to just play like the more simple decks. They like to try to cook something up.
Oh yeah, like how Godzilla is the most represented deck. In
That's a good point, but
Does he get anything defensive on a 5 diff, or is it all utility and damage? Because I think that'll be like the make or break. Because I think it's like if you go against him as Mikasa, you can just kill him.
I mean, you can't use the form on defense.
No, he's saying.
No, I'm saying to get something defensive.
Yeah.
It's not just to play.
No, you build in like a 5 diff foundation as a defensive, is what he's saying, or a 5 diff.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, there's like no Genghis Frog, but for defensive ability, right?
Yeah.
I think,
and it's really, really not hard to count to 28 in this game. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't get the board wipe like main Godzilla. Like I think there's still an argument to be made that like original Godzilla is the better of the two.
Yeah, I mean, I just think they did a good job with his symbols. Like it would have been out of control if he was on Chaos or Death.
Yeah. Let's move on to Hedora Smog Monster, 6 hand size, 33 health. Mill 1, after your attack deals damage, your rival loses X health. X equals the block modifier of the card milled this way. So even if they half block and they take a little bit of damage, or if you play like a throw, you can then deal more damage. And it's burn and it can kill them. Response commit, after you take damage from an unblocked attack, your rival adds the top card of their deck to their card pool face down. So you get a defense of, hey, if I take damage, I'm stuffing your card pool. And then on offense, if I deal damage, you're burning, and you're probably going to be burning for 2 to 3 damage on average, I would say. 6 hand size, 33 health, Hedora. Let's see y'all's votes come through. Okay, you're already at 10. I think that this character is like perfectly fine. Reminds me of like, I don't know, Bebop and others.
God,
Like I like the
Sorry.
burn, but like you have to be dealing damage. And anytime you start thinking about a throws deck, it kind of feels good. I think the character is still good. I'm gonna go 6 here. All right, we got. Oh my gosh, we got somebody at a 1.
It's a huge.
And we have
spread.
somebody
It's
at a
hilarious.
10. This is the character with the widest dispersion. We have TC at a 10 and we have Eli at a 1. This is like the ultimate fight. Okay, TC, you're saying 10 out of 10.
Mine
What's
is really
going
simple.
on?
I was reading this character and I was doing like some math in my head, right, a little bit, and looking at the symbol spread, and I was like, to me, this seems like if someone went in on the game plan of my block modifiers suck, but I'm gonna use like hand tricks and stage tricks to defend bombs. In 3 turns, you just kill someone by playing like 6 throw attacks, like every time. It's impossible to live that, like, for most decks. So I thought this is one of the strongest, like, ignore what your opponent's doing, have some like tricks to help you survive, and just slam every orange throw attack you pull, like, type deck.
Yeah, but you're saying that there's going to be a slam orange throw attacks that's a 10 out of 10.
I'm saying these symbols have some really like high damage throws, like that are base and low difficulty. Like, so it's okay.
Dude, all I see when I see this is every Grog throws player of all time is
This
like, oh
does
my
more
god,
damage than Grog,
this
bro.
is
This does
better.
more damage than Grog.
This is like way worse than Mineta, in my opinion. Like, so much worse.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like, this character is like, it can't really play, like, it can kind of, sort of play like a throw long game deck.
Not long game,
but
it's
also
short
like,
game.
whatever, either way. But also, it's like, it's encouraging you to take pokes, because if you don't take it, then they might just like blow you up.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, so like you are encouraged to give them momentum, which is a terrible thing to do right now. And also his effect, like, I have never lost to Throws Grog, and this is so much worse than Throws Grog.
Yeah, we have
And also, it incentivizes you to add bad block mods in your deck, right? So you can't block because you want all of your cards to have high block mods.
Ross, you're saying that this is the biggest burn of all time. That it's a Crimson Rampage character. Talk to us about
it. So true.
That's why I was laughing.
Yeah,
so
like
hard,
it's like reverse power creep. Like the most, like, I don't know what we're doing here. I'm not that much of a hater most of the time, but I think this character is unplayable.
Well,
what's the biggest reason? Is it
thing
because
is,
of the block mods thing or the you have to take damage thing? I don't
Like,
know.
I think,
You're saying unplayable?
There's just
Gunhead?
I can't think of a character that I can't think of a character that like doesn't just do both of these things better. If you ever want to try and do something like this, like, you know, compared to Bebop, right? Like Bebop just gets to stuff your card pool free, right? He gets comparable damage. It's I just don't get it. I think he's bad.
All right. There we go. We got. I mean, let's add this. This is a 1 and a 10 on a character.
This is my favorite
insane.
part, by the way. Yeah, let's just say this quick. This is my favorite part about being on a team, is that we all have such different play styles and thoughts about the game, right? That things like this happen, and then we have to like talk about it, and then we get like all these different ideas, right? And that helps so much with deck building and like game knowledge, right?
Yeah, this character, we've ended up, and this might be very TC created here, but we've ended up at a 4.7. So we're still C tier as a team, but we're higher than Destroya.
Okay, wait.
Sweet.
TC, can we make a bet?
Okay, what kind?
Oh, you'll bet him, but not me. What the heck?
Well, because this one's free.
What kind? What kind? Oh, you think that you'll beat me with the Beast Titan? No, not Beast Titan.
No,
Whatever
no.
it is. Bearded Titan.
$50 says this character doesn't top Chicago. You think this character is S tier? There's not. That means the character should top.
That is like a Justin Birch level bet.
I honestly think I'm being honest. I really do think that this character craps all over any type of early game deck. I'm gonna be honest.
Because
Okay,
of
then
stuff
let's see it.
one?
Card pulls? 'Cause
I mean not just I mean stuff one helps of course, but I'm just saying like you're telling your opponent you better find my health total through any of my like tricks to minus damage, and I'll just block ones or whatever. Because I will add to 30 really fast. Like
Yeah, I
against you.
think the big thing is like since this is all baked into his face, he can make his entire deck defense. He doesn't have to commit anything to like getting attacks across the line and getting meaningful damage done.
Yeah, and quite
Like, so
frankly too, a lot of the death cards, not gonna lie, they still draw a lot of cards. He's not really a six-hander in my opinion, especially if he's running throw package. He gets a lot of momentum outs and stuff. Like there's a lot of
like
to me it seems this way.
again.
I really do think this character can top. I'm not gonna lie.
Again,
Just
You
doing the
should
very
make it.
basic.
You should make
$50
it.
says that
I
the
will.
character
I'll
will
make
not
it.
top.
You're
Will
doing
not
that
top
$50 bet?
For
Well,
Chicago,
I'm
character
not gonna
will
play
not
this
top.
character. I'm not gonna play this character. I think I'm gonna play a better character than this. But I do think this character is
Well,
very
you said this
capable of
with a
getting there.
10. So
Wait,
who's
you said
better than
10 out
that?
of 10. That means there is no better character.
There's
No,
not. There
I
could
think
be a
there are
tied
other
character.
there are other 10 characters. What do you mean? I said 10 on the
Oh, I
last
see.
character.
I
And
see. We
I
haven't
still
gotten
think
through the list, David.
There are like
no,
5
like
characters.
the last
really
character I thought
cool
was a 10
caliber.
character too. Titan of Terrors I thought was a 10 as well. And I think that there are other not in this I don't think there's any more 10s in this list in my opinion, but I think
Oh yeah,
there
this is the same tier as Titan of Terror for sure.
it's a completely different game plan, bro. It's totally different. Like
Yeah, Throws decks
All right.
always do.
All right,
so
let's
well.
move on.
I'll make it and then we'll play it, okay? And then you can tell me what you
Okay.
think.
No, $50 bet. Are you gonna take it?
That someone's gonna play it and go top. No, I'm not going to make that bet. If you want to
Yeah,
make a bet
little
with
bro.
me, if you want to make a bet with me, I'll play you with it. Yeah, I'll do that.
They do a money
No,
match.
it's not gonna top Chicago. If
Okay,
it's
but
another
Eli, are you
cool
gonna money?
character-
Eli, you gonna money
me.
match?
Money match me.
Okay, what decks?
Well, I'll play Hedora. Obviously, you shouldn't play the hardest counter to what I just told you. Just play like another like deck that you think will top Chicago, and then.
Build a Godzilla deck.
Right,
Pick any Godzilla
Titan of
character
Terror
from the
versus
set.
Hedora. Titan of Terror versus Hedora. Let's do it.
I'm about to play Titan of Terror. The character's
Then
gonna
do it.
fry
Then do
your
it. Make the bet.
Wait. I mean, Titan of Terror is not quite fair because TC agreed that Titan of Terror was a 10. You gotta
Oh,
choose a
yeah.
character. No. You gotta choose a character because Eli, you said this is a 1. You said this is a 1. So you gotta pick a character that's like an 8 or 9.
He said he's saying the character is a 10 and can top the whole event. I'm gonna play the character that is likely a top 3 represented, if not the most represented character.
Play Gigan. Play Gigan into it.
Sure.
All right, that's the match. Shake on
Gigan.
it.
Gigan versus Hedora.
$50.
Let's do it.
50
Okay.
bucks. You doing it?
Yeah, deal.
I'm down. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Big-
all right.
Handshake.
Oh,
Go.
Handshake.
This is
Handshake.
live. There's no going back.
I'll handshake that.
Yeah, we can't stream it today, but next time we do something team, we're gonna bring that
And then
up.
if you
Okay.
lose, double or nothing Smash Bros.
Whoa. I'll lose that. I'll lose that.
No. TC's
favorite
gonna
thing
play
is
as
taking
Pichu, and he's never been beat with Pichu.
True.
Oh.
Right,
No,
Will?
that's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah. Right, Will?
Hey, don't bring me into this.
I saw it.
I've got PTSD, bro.
Okay, next character. Okay.
All right,
okay.
next character. Yeah, we're getting lost in Smog character. Okay, Jet Jaguar. 6 hand size, 32 health, Chaos, Good, and Void. We got a form once per turn. Each player chooses one foundation in their rival's discard pile, and then they get to build that. So you get to build something for your rival gets to build something for you. You're going to want to be like taking foundations out of your discard pile somehow to force your rival to like build a good one for you. But both you and your rival are going +1. You can like force a kind of cute move you can do is like force your rival into deadlock here. Enhance. This attack gets +1 damage. Your next check this turn gets +1. If this is the third time you've committed this ability this turn, commit this card. But it's only third time. It doesn't say third time or greater. So if you find a way to keep them ready or re-ready them, I think like Electric Moth, right? Since he's a giant, he can re-ready and keep going. But okay, so your checks effectively get like +1, and then your attacks get +1 damage, and then you and your rival are both building something for each other. Put your things in for Jet. I'm gonna go pretty fast here. We got 9 votes already here. I think Jet Jaguar stinks. I think like younger Toguro is already like effectively giving all of his checks +1. He gives way more damage. And then the foundation build, like for it to be like really powerful, you have to be doing a lot. And then you're going to be spending a lot of time doing things just to make your ability slightly better when you could just be playing like better attacks. So for me, I think this character is unplayable. I'm actually probably, I think this is like, to me, like Destroy. I'm going to go 2 out of 10 here. Okay, we have 3 votes at a 1, and our highest is a 7. Carson, you're at a 7. We got Drew, George, and Eli here at 1. Carson, tell us why the Jet Jaguar is a 7 out of 10.
I don't know. I just +1 to your check's pretty good, and just play only good foundations. And then you have this. There was like a bunch. I saw some of his packages where it's like remove some of their discard pile. So just get rid of all their foundations and be like, all right, you get nothing, and I'll get some. But on the +1 to your check 3 times seems pretty solid. So build a deck around it and see what it does.
All right, Drew, Eli, what you got? It's a 1 out of 10.
This guy doesn't do anything.
Okay, expand on that a little bit. Why doesn't he do anything? He's got a lot of words on his face to not do anything.
For real, you get a lot of options.
Like, you're gonna build in their worst 1 diff, they're gonna build in your worst 1 diff, and you're gonna get
all the good 1 diffs.
The game with 4 foundations. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't see the vision.
All right, I'll show you the sauce. Don't worry.
Yeah, show me the sauce for sure.
All right.
So I think the way to think about his enhance is that it's City Rampage every turn. Because that's what City Rampage does.
Yeah.
You can use it on defense too, can't you?
Yeah, but like it's effectively
If
just
you
saying
need
like
to, you
your
can,
first
yeah.
attack doesn't count towards progressive, right? And like that's not like very good. And like 1 damage.
Well, hold on. He's not
1
locked into
damage.
5
This is
diff.
2026.
This
Yeah,
is
but
like
look.
Mario or whatever.
I guess.
I'm just saying he's also not locked into 5 diff, so he does get like some versatility there, as well. It's great.
I think the real issue is he's like stuck to the good symbol if he wants to play the attacks that ready him, like Electric Moth. So he doesn't get the main Chaos or Void.
Oh yeah, he
has
already
to be
himself
on
with
good.
Moth. He's nasty. Just kidding.
Yeah, if you're on the good symbol, like the good symbol just lost a lot of support with rotation, and we're not getting like a new. We got some. I guess I shouldn't talk about it publicly, but we got some future product dates kind of leaked out, and there's not going to be a like meta changing product here for a little while after Godzilla, and so like the good symbol like is taking a big hit. So I added everything together. We are giving Jet Jaguar a 3.5. Does anybody remember what Destroya got? If that's better or worse than Destroya?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Like I think it's like a 3.7. I thought.
Yeah, I think he's lower than Destroyer.
Let's put Jet Jaguar below then. All right, so Jet Jaguar not quite unplayable. Carson saved him from the unplayable tier. But the bottom of C tier, we got 5 characters left here. Let's talk about King Ghidorah, 3-headed monster, 5 hand size, 33 health, all death and evil. At the start of the game, you get 3 counters, very similar to the other King Ghidorah. You can remove a King Ghidorah counter before the damage step of your rival's attack, reduce its damage to 3. So this is like equivalent to that. What is it called? The Roman cancel. Right. So 3 times during a game, you can take your rival's attack down to 3, and it's before the damage step. It gets around a lot of interaction. Enhance, remove a card from your hand, draw 1 card. Your attack gets +2 speed or +3 damage, your choice. You don't get both, but it is your choice. and then you remove a card and you draw a card. So you're not going up in hand size, but you are filtering to like find more of those high value attacks. So put your votes in here. We got 9 votes currently. I think that this character is very, very good. I think that being able to filter consistently, you get to choose when to put the speed and damage. You get to be like a 50, 60 health character. Resets on face. I think that this character is extremely powerful. I'm going to go 8 out of 10 for my vote. We got 1 vote here at 10 out of 10, and that is Kyle. Shut up. TC, you are trolling tonight.
No, I'm
No,
not.
TC knows. TC.
I will
1 out of
explain.
10?
I will explain. I will explain.
We're local,
Yeah,
so he
Smog
knows.
Monster
he knows.
is 10 out of 10, but this King Ghidorah is 1 out of 10.
Well, I will explain my thoughts on this. Okay, it's really simple. I don't think that +2, +3 justifies somehow this character being able to do anything as a 5-hander with no extra draw. It just removes them from the hand to draw, which is not like a draw, it's a filter, right? Like there's no way this character doesn't outpace instantly and gets blown up like by a string. There's no way, right? Like, am I pretending like that's not the case?
TC, your mic is kind of going in and out. I think you got to turn up your mic a little bit or fix
sorry,
the audio.
here.
But
So essentially,
no,
I'm saying like I think the 5-hander is too small for the effect to matter. Playing up attacks to where it'll actually matter, and it'll just die to string attacks. Like any deck that's playing like more than 2 moves each turn will just give this character an issue.
Okay, Kyle, you're on the
my
complete
thought,
opposite end. You said 10. You said 10 out of 10. Give us the theory here.
Well, TAC and I both agree that like the issue with the 5-handers is that you usually have really slow starts. But I think having the 3 head counters is the insurance against that. Like, you can't kill them on turn 2. Even with, like, Godzilla, I'm basically get to say 3 of your attacks that hit me don't do enough damage to do anything, and I can still block 1 move. So that gives me the time to actually get built out, that I can start playing good defense, finding all the stuff I need with his draw on every attack. Plus, he's on great symbols that gives him so many options to work with, and a bunch of ways to get free card draw, like item box. He has he has bar. He has 2 attacks they gave him that are basically plus value for just doing his face. And the selective speed or damage means you can force things through, and once they're tapped out, you get to start knocking them down with tons of damage. So I think he's got the moves. I think he's gonna do it.
All right, yeah. I think the character is too slow. That's just it.
I'm much closer to you. I think that 3 of those Roman cancels on face. I think that like your attacks are going to be drawing you cards and like helping you go up. You still get access to like combined firepower. Like that's King Ghidorah only, and so you just turn on combined firepower.
Wait, I gotta hear this from TC. This deck is too slow, but Hedorah isn't too slow.
Okay, the difference between this and Hedorah is really, really easy to explain. The strategy I was talking about, Hedorah, you are taking 10 damage every turn minimum. Like, you're guaranteed to take 10 damage each turn. This character is going to do, like, nothing for 2-3 turns.
It's like the same kind of guy who would say, like, Mikasa is bad on reveal.
When did I say that?
Universe is pretty good with him.
I mean, this is like the same type of, like, logic.
I mean, you're proving me wrong.
5-hander.
I could be totally wrong about this, but I'm giving my honest opinion. Okay, this is my honest opinion.
Yeah,
I really don't believe.
Okay, Ross, you jump in. You're in the chat saying this character is crazy nuts. Give us your take because you're on a 9 out of 10 here.
Yeah, I mean, you get firepower, right? You can play Quema's task very well here, right? He just gets to do it, right? Remove Quema's task. You have firepower from Mill, all the good stuff. He has great survivability. You put some stats on things. I think he's nuts. Yeah. I don't see the problem.
I'm much closer to that. So that's gonna bring us. Let's see. Let's add everything together here. TC, you're close to getting your vote taken away, dog.
I mean, if you want to increase the vote because you all believe in it, you can. But I was genuinely being honest. Like, I don't believe in this character at all.
Leave the 1 vote. It's fair.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Divided by 11.
The thing that's upsetting about the TC votes is that he's being honest. Like this guy has to be my teammate, bro.
Look, my hot
Yeah.
takes are like really cool. Okay, they're really cool hot takes.
Yeah, like Kraken, no Kraken and Deku.
I placed 5th. Okay, I placed 5th.
Little bro.
Yeah,
He's got
yeah,
you
yeah,
there.
Eli,
Bro.
He had
Eli,
you there.
Eli,
You
wait,
cannot doubt that.
Give me
Wait,
that
Eli.
bracket. I would have too.
Eli, yeah, TC got 5th place at Worlds. Can you just remind us your placement?
I dropped because I'm stupid with slow play. If I was
Little
given
bro
that
jersey
bracket,
incoming.
I would have been in like finals probably.
All right, so that puts King Ghidorah at 6.6, which doesn't make Biolante. I think that's like right below Gigan and after Batra. So a B tier character, I very much disagree with that. I want to come in and override this thing and put him in A tier, but that's okay. We're gonna go to Kuryu. All right, 5 hand size, 32 health, static abilities. You can look at and play cards in your removed pile with Kuryu counters on them as though they were in your hand. At the start of your combat phase, remove the top card of your deck face down with a Kuryu counter on it. So you could just be a 6 hand size character every turn, or you could like stack up those cards with counters on it to be like a 7, 8, 9 hand size character later on. And then you have access to like kind of a side hand that like discard can't touch, right? Enhance, this attack gets 2 damage. If it is completely blocked, selectively commit a rival foundation. So all of your attacks get 2 damage. If your rival completely blocks it, you get to commit a foundation. But you can also use this on defense. You can give your rival's attack 2 damage, completely block it, and then selectively commit something on defense. Order symbol, good symbol, all symbol. I already know Ross is going to be a 10 out of 10 here. Everybody put in your votes. We got 8 votes here so far. I'll give my take. I think a lot of people...
Close.
I think a lot of people are very, very high on this character. And yes, the character did get some support in the set to like get extra cards to put counters on. I don't think it's quite enough. I think that like the difficulty of completely blocking something is being understated in a lot of early analysis. I think that complete blocks actually are pretty rare these days. So I still think the character's good. So I'm going to come in and give this character a 7. We got 11 votes in here. We got 3 votes at 9. We've got Ross, James, and Carson all at 9. We have 3 votes at 4. TC, but this time he's joined by Eli and he's joined by Drew. So let's start here at the 9s. Ross, James, Carson, whoever wants to go first. Defend your boy here.
Selective committal is just nasty.
James.
Being able to do it on defense, I think that's pretty crazy too. I don't know what defense tricks he has, but I want to build some with defense on him just to be like blow up, make commit, and be like, all right, what are you gonna do now? And then when they crack back on them, their best stuff's already gone.
Yeah, I think selective committal on both turns is really good, and he's essentially a 6-hander, not a 5-hander.
Yeah,
I
how
think you
often
can
do you think
position
you're
game
really...
states.
Sorry, Ross, you go.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, like, a lot of times in Universus, like, you're trying to position a game state at a high level of play where you can play 6 attacks in a turn, right? Because eventually the dam will break, and you can get through. And I think this guy, if you build your deck around doing that, I think you can really excel, because you can hopefully, store some of those cards away for later instead of having to use them. So if you can build your deck in a way that doesn't need the cards right away, on top of the selective committal, which is very strong, I think there's something pretty special there.
Yeah, I definitely don't think you can poke this character early. Like, you're not allowed to send something out and just get selectively committed and then blown up on the backswing because he does add damage to things. But if you take your time and like build up, I don't know. There's not a lot of defense here beyond the selective commit, I guess. Like, he's not like giving speed hate. He's not giving like minus damage. Yeah, that's what's kind of holding me back. Let's see, Drew, Eli, and who else? TC. You guys were the haters. Drew, why don't you start us off?
I can't wait for the game when Ross gets no attacks removed and he's tilted. He's just not consistent. You don't know what you're gonna hit. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, like because I don't know all the new cards, but it's so inconsistent.
I mean, imprisoned. The
I mean,
best
what
thing for
difference is
me
it from
was
increasing your hand size? It's just one more hand size.
yeah. The
Yeah.
biggest thing for me was the I felt like the best version of this deck is using imprisoned plus the enhanced committing, right? That gives you the most opportunity to kill. But I don't like how it's a fake five-hander, but you're not guaranteed to see what you want. Like I think this is too inconsistent. Like Drew was saying, that was my thinking on this.
You're not guaranteed to see what you want if you just draw an extra card anyways.
It doesn't matter though. But you can use. Oh no, yeah, it doesn't matter though. Like it's So even as a 632 without that ability, it's irrelevant. Like I still think it's not a good character. That's what I'm saying. Like
Okay, that's fair enough.
if
Yeah,
it was
it's
a,
like-
if it was like a
Ryan-
6 with that ability, I would instantly move my vote from 4 to 7. If this was a 6-hander with that same ability, I would change my vote.
Yeah,
Ri-
like
Ryan, Will, Kyle, you guys are 8 out of 10s. Give us
dang,
your
man,
take.
just skipping me is
Oh,
crazy.
sorry, Eli. You go real quick. Let's go.
As a person who voted for, man. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, people are saying he's a 6-hander, but like, the way that you manage your cards is very, very different when you're saying like it's just stuck there. Like, an actual 6-hander can review the really crappy cards and see more. This character is just like, I don't really see the vision, especially if there's anything I've learned in testing, like the past, for Worlds, really, is like you have to have speed hate to block, and definitely like a 5.5 hander who has no speed hate. It's like you're gonna block once, be like, dang, go crazy.
I think Bingle is exactly wrong on one of those points and exactly right on one of those points.
All right, which one?
He's right that there's no way in hell you're going to chain block as his character without committing your entire foundation base to defense and blocking. But I think this ability is way better than being a 6-hander because you can keep it there and you still get another one the next turn. You don't have to review the card. You just plus a card.
Yes,
And you
I
have
agree.
this package stuff that adds more counters too.
Yeah, like if you
Yeah,
hold the
there's
block, you just gain. Like it accrues, right? Like if they don't attack you, now you have an extra card.
Yeah,
right,
but the
for the next
accrue is
turn.
random. Like it's the issue. It's not
that
like you
that's
can...
that I disagree with, but that's because unlike Destoroyah, who had like terrible counter generation, Mecha Godzilla actually has 2 attacks that basically just say if you use me, I go into the removed pile to be played later. He gets 2 attacks that he can stockpile. So that's
you
a
can
bunch
stockpile
of
it for
attacks.
3 or 4 turns. That's worth. You're saying you can
Okay,
shoot that after
actually-
like 3 turns.
You're right on the remove from game thing. I thought it said he could only play one of them per turn.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
build
he'd
up
be
to be like a
unplayable.
10-hander.
He'd be unplayable.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck? I think he's
Yeah,
like,
it would literally just be fake 6-hander. I will say though, the fact that they're removed also means he can't get hand hated out. Like Tri-Gravity Beam can't hit the cards in the remove from play pile, so he always will have
True.
something to
True, it's in
use.
shambles.
Yeah, so that's just a cool little bonus this guy has.
Yeah, Drew's been hyping up Tri-Gravity Beam like all night, and now we have the anti-Tri-Gravity Beam character, and he goes 4.
I mean, he's not doing
take that,
anything.
Drew.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, another way to say it, I think, is this is like the most fair version of a character that another character already does this better. Like 2
This is a
damage in
cool
every
local
attack.
deck, though. Not gonna lie.
What are you saying, Drew?
Cool. It's a cool locals deck.
It's crazy.
All right, well, we took a team poll. He actually got a 7.09. So by super close, but actually creeps into the A tier, right below Biolante and above Shin Godzilla. Okay, we got 3 characters left. Let's jump to Mothra here. 7 hand size, 20 health, air, good, and order. Response tenacious. After an attack is blocked, the next attack this turn gets +3 or -2 speed. So if your rival blocks your move, hey, your next move is faster. Now it's 3 speed, and it's going to be more difficult for them to block. If you block your rival's move, then you can more easily block the next one. You get rewarded for blocking on your turn. Rival's turn. Commit. This attack is considered completely blocked during the block step. So, a completely free block, 100% completely free block, and that also is going to give the rival's next move -2 speed, right? Because it's considered blocked. So, the downside here is you're not giving any damage to anything. This is like the ultimate Dirtle character, in my opinion. I mean, you're obviously going to be blocking everything. You get some speed control, so you get to push some attacks through, but you're not adding damage. You're not negating damage. And of course, you are just 20 health here. And so the completely blocked doesn't get you around throws. All right, let's all vote on Mothra. We got 8 votes already. I think that I'll give my take. I think that there's no denying that this is an extremely powerful character. A free block on face is like comparable to Titan of Terror and Biolante. Like those are the 3 characters that I think fundamentally break the game. Taking cards from your discard pile into your hand, 1 to 2 of them every turn, playing a 5 for free, and then just a completely free block. Like there's no way that's bad. I don't think it's Titan of Terror, though, because I would much rather my breaking the game be something that I'm doing proactively and not reactively. So the reactive characters are always going to take a step back for me. I was really, really high on this character, and then I started like actually building things. I know that there's like that one card that like re-readies the character. Maybe I'm too low here, but I'm going to go 8 out of 10 for me. Okay, so that takes us to 11 votes. We got 1 person at a 7, and that's the lowest. We have 4 people at a 10 out of 10. So we got Kyle, Carson, James, and I can't tell who the other one is, on a 10 out of 10. And then our 7 out of 10 is Will. Will, since you're the one person, let's have you kind of start us off, and then everybody else will gang up on you.
All right. So I honestly thought there would be more people at around a 7, just because his path to killing you isn't that great. I don't think he has super good damage stacking attacks because he has to get it all from his attacks and foundations. But I do see the world where he says screw it, I'll use my character ability to do all my defense and hope I don't get sealed or something. But I also think there's going to be really weird sequencing you have to do with this character where you're basically guessing on what they're going to do either defensively or offensively, and if you guess wrong, it'll cost you the game every time. Like if you're saying, I need this one to go through or this one to get blocked to get the effect, and then they don't do that. They play around it or whatever. Same with you do the forced block on the wrong move, and then they send something else for 1 million, and then you just die because you're a 7-hander. I think that scenario is going to come up a lot once people get used to playing against this character. But in the early stages of this character's development, I think it will test very strongly.
Yeah, and you're still saying A tier. 7 is still A tier, just not S tier.
Yeah.
Like the other teammates. Okay, so everybody else on the team who said 10 out of 10, give us your reason. Anybody there?
Anyone.
Nobody wants to actually.
I was just about to say.
I thought I disconnected.
Does this character just die to Megalomania?
I don't know. The defense is just crazy.
I think the way you have to build this character in order to kill people will make you even more open to stuff like Megalomania.
Yeah. Okay, so Kyle, Carson, James, what you guys said 10 out of 10.
I mean, Rodan was correct for so long. He's like Rodan.
Rodan is better than this character.
On this? Oh my god.
Completely blocking is so crazy to me. Just 1 free block on every turn.
I do. Well, I think the thing is Bug Bite gives them more multiple free blocks. Also, Bug Bite's I think pretty good on offense because it lets you sculpt your attack turn. Because it lets you just stack the top of your deck and then you just play a draw card.
Bug Bite is the ready your character, correct?
Yeah, Bug Bite lets you spend a momentum to ready your character when you block with it, but it also just says Blitz, spend a momentum, put a card from your discard pile on top of your deck. So it lets you sculpt your offense turn also. It's just really good for this character.
The more that I'm hearing this, the worse I think this character is. Cuz you're gonna try and get a momentum for Bug Bite, and the first attack you play is always gonna be printed speed. And now you have to play basically 2 attacks to get a momentum.
I mean, you're fine with limited speed because you get to give 3 speed to your next attack when it's blocked.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like as a control deck, you don't want your like poke to all of a sudden be, oh, I have to use 2 attacks in my hand. That's 2 blocks out of my hand.
They just won't block the first one.
You don't need you don't need blocks.
I
You
mean,
just tap them.
Cars.
I mean, sure, like if we're in like Carson, if we're in like fantasy world, whatever, like they'll never block. I do agree. Like you need to grip less cards, but still, like
This guy is a real 8-hander, though, right? Like, there's no debate. He's like
Yeah.
better than an 8-hander. And yeah, like that's just insane. His symbol spread is terrible, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
for what he's trying
that's what I
to
was
do.
gonna say. Like,
Yeah, like I was looking at this character, and so I was so excited by this character when it was first revealed, and so I immediately like jumped into like building something. So I was like, okay, so I have to solve how I'm going to kill someone. Well, I've got the order symbol, and that gives me Ice Sword Execution and Walk the Dog, right? Okay, so there you go. You have some kill cards, but then after that, it was like I was trying to build, and it was like my deck is so mid. Like I was playing like all these things that like I get benefit if my opponent like blocks. Or no. I get a benefit if it deals damage, and so I'm wanting my rival to like block so that I get the plus speed, and then I can get like my 9 speed Walk the Dog, right, and dump all my momentum in that I've been generating. But the deck just didn't look as good when I actually built it. Now that was before the Godzilla set was released, but I don't know. I mean, we still have him rated as an S tier character. Like, it came out to when I added everybody up. An 8.8, so not Titan of Terror level, but above Biolante. Okay, what were you going to say, Eli?
I mean, yeah, my bad. The problem with this character is like, I think if you're gonna play like a blocking control deck, you need to have the void symbol.
Yeah,
because like, Nonagon is just, oh my gosh.
They might print stuff in the newer sets that aid these symbols like that, though. We'll see.
Well, but we're talking with what we know now.
You also got to think like
this.
you're gonna play 4x Bug Bite in this character, right? How many times are you gonna act? You're not gonna play that card as an attack, right? So it's just like a foundation.
Well, this is the character who has the struggling with studies reprint, so you can block with it and pick it up again.
Sorry, I'm gonna change my vote to a 7. I'm not changing my vote to 7. Is that okay?
I'm also changing my vote to a 7.
If this character was like,
so like because they reprinted.
Oh, sorry.
You guys are like all collectively convincing yourselves lower. Okay, now I got to rescore.
No. I believe 8 is
Happy
too
to see
high.
I did my job right.
I think 8 is too high because this character doesn't kill well. I think that Will was really right. I completely missed that. This character.
I'm not here. We're here to just mill them out. David, what if it's a mill deck?
Yeah.
It doesn't have the void symbol.
I just still, it doesn't have the void symbol. Like, I think Mill Rodan actually. Okay, never mind. Let's just go on.
Yeah.
Mill Rodan is so real.
I think if
Mill
they
Rodan,
gave Mothra Void or Death, it would probably be like one of the best characters, bar none, in the game. Could win worlds good enough, but the symbols suck for what it's trying to do. So it's like an 8. Like that's really good, but not.
So we got him S tier. We got him S tier, but like the very, very bottom S tier. Even after recalculating, it came out to like an 8.54. So we're still just slightly in the S tier. So let's move on. We've got Rodan, 6 hand size, 32 health on air, fire, and void. This attack gets +3 or -2 damage. Only playable if this attack speed is greater than its printed speed. Okay, so defense and offense, but a little bit situational. Enhance spend a momentum. Seal 1 non-character card in your rival's card pool or stage. So on defense, you could even be sealing your rival's attacks. Now, they still get an enhance before you get enhance, unless you're playing like that 6-check 1 diff on Void that lets you take the first enhance. And it costs you a momentum. But yeah, you can seal anything in your rival's card pool or stage, even assets, even backups.
There's no way, Drew. There's no way.
But
he's a little situational on the damage. Okay, shoot with your question, and then let's all jump in or give our grades.
Yeah, it's a really good question. I just don't know any of the new cards. Are any of the new cards or any cards that you guys know of on these symbols can pump opponent's speed by 1? like for free?
Not reliably, no.
Not reliable. Okay. Okay. If there was, I would put this actually really high. If there's not, then I'll say.
All right, yeah, I'll give my take here. You guys already got 9 votes in. I think that this is like a perfectly average character. I'm gonna go 5 out of 10. Okay, we got 1 vote at 1 out of 10. Drew, you're playing the role of TC, and we got 4 votes here at 7. We got Will, James, Ross, and someone else here at 7. So it's funny that like 7 is actually the highest it was rated, but the most people on the team actually chose 7. Drew's being a hater here at a 1. Let's hear the loving side first. Will, James, Ross, jump in here. Why is this character? I mean, if you're saying 7, then you're saying A tier, right? Like you can win a local championship with this character. So give us the vision.
I would say he's kind of a feast or famine character, where I think this guy will have crazy good matchups and crazy bad matchups, and that's why I wouldn't put him any higher. Like having repeatable attack seal is nuts already on its own. And there's a lot of decks, if they give balanced stats at all, they'll accidentally give themselves -2 damage on all their attacks. And then, like this same thing, like any deck playing Rampage coming up will accidentally give themselves -2 damage to all their attacks, which is pretty good.
Yeah, can you
and on
imagine
offense,
Mothra,
he gets
already struggling to kill you, and now gets -2 damage on everything.
This character has the void symbol on it too.
But like another problem is like if all of their attacks are doing stuff at blitz speed, this character kind of sucks.
But what do you think are the good like what are the great matchups for it?
Any deck that needs like keyword abilities to kill. So like if you're using like powerfuls, EXs, stuff like that, like you have to use your thing as the first enhance, or you don't get to do it on your good attack, which makes it way easier to play around, especially with the void symbol.
Yeah, I think on Void, there's also some lower deck card on Void that just lets you steal the first enhance on your opponent's attacks.
Yeah,
and that can just give you the chance to seal their attack before they even get to use
Finally, a good use for that card. It's about time.
Yeah.
Okay, Drew doesn't like the idea of sealing rival attacks. Drew, you said
How
1
did-
out of
how
10.
did
This is like
Shoto
worse
Ford
than
Played the
Jet
most
Jaguar.
Nautigons of all people ever.
How
He
did
doesn't like
Shoto
sealing
Ford
attacks.
do at Worlds?
Are you
What's
talking
that?
about Nanashi playing Choto? That's irrelevant, bro.
What?
Wait, how is that
He
irrelevant?
seals only foundations.
irrelevant?
It's not even comparable. It's once per turn and it's only foundations, right?
Shoto Ford, the character that his gimmick is seal and pump better stats than this, sucks.
Yes.
So why would this be good?
What? The R on Shoto is not even close to how good this enhances. It's like not even comparable how good this is compared
I
to that.
don't understand how this is good. Like, spend 1 momentum to. This is just not.
It can hit assets, it can hit backups, it can hit attacks. It's repeatable, and you can do it without playing a card from your hand.
Yeah, I think Drew, you should move your 1 to like a 2, maybe.
Not TC coming in to be the voice of reason.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Will make this deck because I know Will will, and it'll be cool. But this guy doesn't do anything.
This is almost like
a
Money Match
little
territory.
secret.
We
I
already
played this
got-
character earlier today, so
That's why I said I'm excited to see and like be wrong, but I'm not.
Okay, all right, this is a tangent. For my Hero 2 and Retro, there's a terrain, Gran Torino Agency, that gives all attacks +1 speed as a static.
Oh.
So this may not be great in Standard, but this will be sick everywhere else.
True.
All right, that gives us.
like, if you have a way to activate it,
That's sabotage, right?
yeah.
This guy is actually, he's right at a 5. After averaging everything together, it's exactly at a 5. That means technically still B tier, but the very, very bottom of B tier, going to go below Burning Godzilla, but above Hedorah. Okay, one character left, guys. I've accidentally kept you guys here for almost 4 hours. But we said it was a mega show. So let's go to Space Godzilla and finish this off here. 6 hand size, 32 health, Chaos, Evil, and Void. First form, spend a momentum. Your checks to play attacks with printed difficulty 5 or greater get +1. Add 2 power tokens to your stage. So it's going to cost you a momentum. You're not going to get this on turn 2 unless you get like cremation, but cremation's rotated. But then you get like on the future turns, like you're getting like City Rampage, right? I mean, your checks, like Carson was going crazy for Jet Jaguar. We get +1 and we get 4 damage. Versatile 4 damage. Response commit. After your rival makes a check to play a non-foundation card, that check gets -3. Failing that check does not end the combat phase. If your rival passes the check, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. So you can get yourself a momentum if your rival passes it, or they could just choose to fail it and take the -3. Very much an evil symbol character here with the check hack. But if they let you get momentum, then you're going to get a nice little bonus here. I'll let you guys come in and vote. We're only at 6 votes so far. I think this character is like pretty close to average. I could see myself like, this character seems fun to me. I just have trouble like seeing like why I wouldn't just play Mark Tyner if I wanted to play like evil check hacking. And I feel like Mark Tyner is just going to be way better. I think I'm going to go 6 out of 10 here and call it good there. Okay, so it looks like the majority of you guys agree with me. We got 4 6s, 4 7s, and we have 1 9. Eli, you are the one at 9. Me, Will, Drew, and Ross are down here at 6, and nobody's below a 6. So nobody thinks that this character is bad. We all think it's at least locally playable. Eli, you've got this thing in S tier. Why is it S tier?
Oh, is a 9 S tier?
Yeah, 8.5 and up is S tier.
Oh, I'd put this character in 8 then. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, you got this character in A tier. Tell us why it's A tier.
Okay,
I would say
so like,
A tier is like you could top a regional with it.
yeah, I mean, this character is like City Rampage on face. City Rampage is good enough for talking about banning it. And I know those Lechuga players are definitely going to be on this character. If the Lechugans aren't playing this character, I don't know who they are anymore. Also, like the response is kind of good. It makes it really hard to get turn 2'd, and it makes your crackback kind of goated if they do pass it. Because like getting a momentum is, you know how I feel about momentum, as pretty good symbols too.
Yeah, Chaos and Void. I mean, some of the best symbols in the game, undeniably. Ross, you're with me on a 6. What's keeping it from A tier?
Yeah, I think just the bottom response is cool, but the fact that you don't get anything if they just choose not to pass their check is kind of tough. I like fighting for control as like a foundation, but I think as like the identity of your character, I think it's pretty tough. Then you're also gated to if you can't get the momentum that way, then you have to find a different way to get momentum for your first form. I think it's okay. I mean, I don't think it's like E or D tier, but I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah,
So if I'm reading this right, if you can't make somebody fail a block, right? It's the play isn't equal to a block.
No, play a card can be used on a block.
Yeah, that's
it can be
honestly
used on
like
block.
the nasty thing he can do is just commit like response +3 speed after you see the check is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they block with an attack, right?
Well, because it's specifically non-foundation cards.
Yeah,
So if they did
they
block
block
with
with an attack.
foundations, you can't use it.
I mean,
Like
they're almost always blocking with non-foundations.
Yeah, you're never getting breaker 3'd in this character. Like like he sees you try to do some crazy block, he's just gonna be like, nope.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then if you do commit out to make the breaker 3, you're giving him a momentum, right? Which isn't crazy, but it's something. Okay, let's add up. Let's add up here
See
for
what I
our
do with the
final
momentum.
character. I think that like this character is like really fun. Like I'm definitely going to be playing it at locals. I just can't imagine that I'm bringing it to a regional.
He's chaos attuned. He can't be bad.
We have this character at a 6.9, which means highest of the B tier, but not A tier. Didn't quite make it. 0.1 difference between it and Kuryu, which brings us our completed team tier list. We got S tier, Titan of Terror and Mothra, just game-breaking characters. A tier, Biolante and Kuryu. C tier, we have the Smog, Destroya, and Jet Jaguar. And then everything else is kind of in this murky B tier. And I think this is about correct because most of the characters in this set are extremely, extremely playable. My biggest qualm with this team tier list is that I think King Ghidorah is way too low. I think King Ghidorah for me would be easy A tier. I would move Sheen to the top of the B tier. Other than that, I'm about right with you guys. I don't really have strong disagreements. Is there any of y'all have like a strong disagreement with this team tier list?
Can you show me what a card makes you think that King Ghidorah deserves higher than a B? Just show me, tell me what card.
He's 60 health.
I mean,
he's 60 health and he filters
I mean,
constantly.
I think Kawanma task just being like a free turned on is probably good enough.
Yeah. Yeah,
Also,
I think you are so underrating him, TC.
Like,
well, if it's just Koenma's, I
okay.
still think it's not playable. To be honest.
Going back to Space Godzilla or whatever it's called, does it change anyone's minds thinking going on Determined Advance into Ice Sword? That sounds so broken.
That sounds pretty good.
That sounds really
yeah.
good.
That sounds pretty nice, actually.
You got to think about the card pool for this guy.
Are you saying because you can play him like main on water?
A Void.
Space Godzilla is
Void. Sorry, yeah, main on Void and then get the Chaos of Determined Advance. Yeah, that's pretty dang good.
Space Godzilla on Void is actually an insane mid-range deck. It's like,
I think there's so much to do with King Ghidorah. That's why it's like hard to give you one answer because like you could do like
a couple.
Earth.
I'll change
right.
my vote on the character. I just haven't. I don't know about a lot of the cards. I'll change my vote on it, but I need to see just a couple cards. And
okay,
I'll
what
give
would
my
you change your vote on it to?
Well, I need to see the cards. What cards like make it good? Because Koenma's is not it. I think Koenma's is still still fake.
I think like he's a crazy good Earthbreaker character because he has repeating drawn face. You can combo that with a ton of
Kyle.
the card.
You're losing me.
All right. I'm trying. Look, the problem is there's like a million things. I've built like 5 deck lists with this guy. It's hard to
I'm
nail
talking
it
about
down.
like give me like the one attack where you draw it and you are able to do a lot with it that makes your 5-hander size not matter anymore. Like, is there a card like that he has? Because for me, it's mainly the 5-hand size that's killing me.
I mean, I think to me, it's just like he has access to cards that are like consistently plus values. Because like his secret rare is basically Wish Hard. His ultra rare, which is an echo attack, just says when you remove from hand for cost, draw a card. That's Golden Destruction. He's on death. He has like Battle Order Release. He has Trace Eyes, which is basically +1 card. We have Combined Firepower, which is basically plus cards for defense.
Yeah, Firepower to me is just crazy here. I think. Anyway, no. Well, I'm willing to keep it as is though. Any other non-King Ghidorah?
I'm gonna keep it as a 1. I'm gonna keep it as a 1. I need someone to change my mind. Those cards aren't enough.
What any other characters that you guys strongly disagree with, or did we cook?
Yeah, I want to change my vote on Space Godzilla. He's better than I thought.
What did you vote for Space Godzilla?
I was at like 6. I think he might be 8 or 9 because that is like actually insane. His ability with like you don't get very many Void and Chaos symbol combos. And those are the best 2 spam foundations. So you're just like eating with all like it's so hard to build decks post rotation because all the good spams like kind of gone. This guy has literally all of it.
Like yeah, I think that pushes him into A tier.
You want me to put him into A tier?
Where does Space Godzilla end?
You wanna adjust your vote up and push Space Godzilla to right below Kuryu? Here in A tier. TC, I'm moving King Ghidorah up 1. I'm disallowing your one. I'm coming in and making it a 4.
Wait. Okay,
Is that an
you have
appeal?
to
Yeah.
at least like play a game with me and be like, see, I told you, TC.
No, I'm moving it up. Just one
Oh
character.
my god.
This is my team captain like privilege here.
Okay.
You just have to put an asterisk on it. You got to put a little asterisk at the top of King Ghidorah.
Yeah, this right here is pretty close
Stop
to
the
perfect.
steal. Stop the steal.
So this is David's presidential pardon right here.
David has filibustered the vote.
Yeah, I have to bring in some normalcy here. Other than that, I think we cooked here. I think this is pretty close to perfect. I would swap Space and Sheen. I think Sheen is better. I think Sheen is better than Kurt. I think Sheen is the 4th best character in the set. But I know that I'm higher on Sheen than most people are, and so I understand that. I think I'm higher on Burning Godzilla than y'all. I would put him up a couple characters. Those are the 2 biggest characters. Other than that, I think this is just about perfect. Okay, so that's gonna do it for us. We're hitting midnight. Am I leaving out anything on our Let's Talk UVS mega stream before I let go? Anybody have one last take on Worlds that you forgot to say earlier that you want to get out?
Nah, just what a great event. It's crazy. So much energy. I'm exhausted still from the event. It's crazy.
Yeah, everything I heard was an awesome event. Made even more awesome by 4 of us getting top 8 and George taking it down and officially becoming the best of the best, the world champion. That is going to do it for us, guys. Godzilla comes out in just a couple days for pre-releases. Go and check it out. Let us know in the comments. If you're watching this in the future, we're doing this live, but if you're watching this in the future, let us know in the comments where you think that we went completely wrong. I hope this was of some sort of benefit to you as you consider these characters and get ready to build these guys on your own. Very excited for this Godzilla set. It's going to be a huge meta shakeup. A little bit nervous about these S tier characters, but we'll just see how it works out. That is going to do it for Let's Talk UVS, guys. We're probably going to be doing these team videos like more often, maybe like once a month or so. We will see you guys next time and definitely in Chicago for the first regional. Peace out.